policy. I am disappointed, though, that the members of the farming community are in the streets demonstrating in the way they are, and we have nothing to propose to them. We've got to put a stop to so many of the problems that they experience. We've got to cut red tape. We've got to ensure that they can actually produce the products they want, that they have less bureaucracy, that they can actually produce the food that we need and the things that they want to produce.
Stop. Mr. Herr Linz, wait a moment, but I have a blue card from Robert Bronis, but I will ask you, you are also on the list of Catch the Eye. What is your priority, the blue card or Catch the Eye? The blue card, good. Please, take your question.
Thank you, Mr. President. Colleagues, indeed, you have already mentioned that, but legal acts, regulations and directives allow member states to make the conditions even stricter and to impose stricter regulations. What is your opinion? Shouldn't member states pay for this? Shouldn't we include a provision that if a member state imposes stricter conditions that increase expenses, bring in their own money there? Thank you.
Thank you very much for that question. I have every sympathy with the need for European legislation to be one in, one out. And I do understand, of course, that transposition into national legislation sometimes requires regional governments' involvement as well, and it can go beyond what was legislated for in the EU. But if you're talking about leaving land fallow, this is something which we had initially proposed should be 4%. We really can't just keep passing the buck, and the cost is always borne by the farmers. Thank you.
Mr. De Castro, please.
Presidente Šefčovič, onorevoli colleghi.
President Šefčovič, President, Commissioner, colleagues, now for 20 years we have ensured that our agricultural sector is the best in the world in terms of sustainability, respecting workers' rights, etc. But the current parliamentary term has moved from pursuing excellence to pursuing ideology, and we don't have any plan to support farmers in the transition towards new productive models. This Parliament, however, has tried to listen to rural communities, working to find clear and balanced solutions, far better ones than those that have been proposed by the Commission also just recently. We need to re-establish the link between the EU and our farmers, and in order to do that we need to give them ownership of a project that provides innovative tools based on sustainable new biotechnologies, so that we can ensure that we can achieve ambitious environmental goals and make our sector more competitive at the global level. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. De Castro. Good morning, colleagues. Good morning, Commissioner. And now, Mr. Katainen, you have the floor.
Arvoisa puhemies, President, having been a farmer myself, I know that you leave a farm to the next generation in a better shape than it was when you received it. As decision makers, we have to behave in the same way and do our utmost to improve the competitiveness and attractiveness of the agricultural sector. There is a limit to how much more we can demand from farmers without guarantees of a livelihood. Ultimately, it boils down to food security in the whole of Europe. Comprehensive impact assessments are needed as well for present legislation as for incoming regulations. We have to avoid overlapping legislation and administrative burden. Furthermore, we will have to assess the directive on unfair trading practices, its effectiveness in the member states, and how to further reinforce the directive so that the position of farmers in the food chain can be improved. Farmers have to get a better price for their produce, and we have to stick to the CAP financing. I hope that the Commission will take farmers' distress seriously in its future proposals.
The next speaker is Mr. Häusling.
Ja, liebe Kolleginnen und Kollegen.
Colleagues, I have a lot of sympathy for farmers who are protesting. We don't need to burn anything there. But things are terrible. Prices are falling. And the final blow is the difference between the farm gate price and the price that retailers sell at. We need to deal with that. Farmers depend on subsidies now, and that can't continue. Norbert Lintz, let me respond to you. Say a few words about the CAP. You've ensured that 2/3 of CAP money is land-based, area-based. The big holdings continue to get a lot of money. And now you, Norbert Lintz, say that this was the biggest CAP reform since McSherry, and now you're saying it's a bad reform. You always celebrate when environmental measures are scrapped, but no, environmental measures are needed. If you are in favour and celebrate the removal of environmental measures, then you are against farming.
Thank you. The next speaker is Mr. Bourgeois. Thank you very much indeed. Colleagues, the EU treaty guarantees that the farmers have the right to a reasonable standard of living, but this policy is failing. Our farmers are entitled to get a proper price for a good quality product. But our family farmers are powerless in the market, especially vis-à-vis the big players in the food production chain. The Commission has got to provide now some guidelines to ensure that farmers can actually operate on a basis of some kind of legal certainty and a system which involves them in price setting. We have to realise, colleagues, that sustainability is not just ecological, but also economic. The Commission has produced an absolute avalanche of rules completely at variance with the principle of proportionality. You need to review this. There needs to be a proper impact assessment, both at regional and at local level, as well as national level. And the farmers have got to have an entitlement to a proper income and proportional rules. Thank you. The next speaker is now Mr. Go.
Thank you, President. Well, our farmers are in a dramatic situation, and that's the result of political choices that have been made in Brussels and voted on here in Strasbourg. The free trade agreement with Chile voted on in committee 2 weeks ago is an example of that, and the pro-Macron forces are voting in favour of them. Now, quite apart from the distress that our farmers face, this is a crisis of society. Farmers are passionate about their jobs, and they have often been working their land for generations. They have a clear link with nature and traditions, and they want to pass this on to their children. This is a traditional, ancestral world that has forged society, and this goes fully against what the European Union wants to impose on us, the form of society which is ultra-liberal and globalist. And that's why the crisis that Europe is facing is something that will continue. And it's because of that that support for our farmers is massive, and that's why Macron is afraid. He's using the military police with armoured vehicles to stop tractors. But this is a popular revolt. It's quite right for them to be revolting, and it's based on values that have lasted for generations. There are two opposing models here, and on our side, we made our choice a long time ago. Everything shows that we are right. Thank you.
Thank you. I have a request from Mr. Clergeau to have a blue card, but I also have a lot of others too, and therefore, Mr. Clergeau, I would prefer to ask you just to take the floor later on at your appropriate point in the speakers list.
Köszönöm szépen, tisztelt kollégák! Az elmúlt hetek gazdatüntetései jól igazolják és jól mutatják, hogy a A jelenlegi brüsszeli vezetés tévúton jár, és örülünk, hogy itt van Šefčovič alelnök úr, de itt van...
Well, the leadership in Brussels is on the wrong path. We should have Mrs. von der Leyen here. Actually, she is ultimately responsible for all this stuff, war in Ukraine, migration, farming, agricultural policy. It's clear that Brussels is being led and doing things on the basis of ideology. It doesn't have the interest of the people at heart. Now, these green measures are ruining European farmers, and Brussels is bringing in cheap Ukrainian grain, which is flooding European markets, and is also negotiating free trade agreements, which put non-European countries in a better position than European countries. What kind of policy is that? Brussels is going along in the wrong direction and is benefiting our competitors. The US and China are implementing protectionist measures. We should do the same. The Brussels leadership need to work in favour of European citizens and give up its ideology-based policy. It's time for a change in Brussels. Thank you.
Thank you. Please would you respect your speaking time, colleagues. The next speaker is Mr. Zoido. Thank you very much indeed. Thank you, President. Last week, many people were alarmed to see what was going on in the square and the streets outside Parliament, full of tractors and protesting farmers. The Commission has at least capitulated to some small extent in the face of the demands of the farmers and has said that it will review some of the most extreme provisions in the Green Deal.
I ran straight from the doctors.
But we do also feel that there is still a lot of work to be done to deal with this legacy of Mr. Timmermans.
Where's my
we have to protect the farmers and the breeders in Europe, and we've got to have much more flexible
This is what cancer looks like, maybe. Which one is it?
On which
it's this one?
It's
this one, the one you can see, not the other one that's tiny and you can't see it.
Clearly we have to have
I have to monitor
competition.
the thingy
that
for like
will not be
a year
enough,
and then go
that,
for a checkup because I might be having
there's a blue card
possibly issue.
Miss Wiener, who doesn't actually have a place on the speakers
but hey, you're here. I'm alright when it comes to everything else. I'll be going to get a plastic surgery. No. I actually went because I wanted to have a couple of these removed, but like not these normal ones. I have a few of them that are like lifted, and they bother me a lot. And I wanted to have them removed. So, but first I needed to go for a checkup to know if I have skin cancer. And then I was scared that I do have skin cancer. But I went for a checkup and I do not have skin cancer. I
now
can
you're
criticising
environmental measures.
When it comes to that,
but what's your
so I have to go
alternative
get plastic surgery
on the pesticide reduction issue?
Did you know bigger boobas? I checked the prices. I was going through the prices for plastic surgery in Croatia. Big boobas is like 3,000 euros.
This isn't what people want. Please wait.
It's not even that much.
And listen to what
I thought it would be at least like 12.
To what farmers are
it's
saying.
3,000
so
to 3,600. I think I saw in one private clinic.
So, if you want a concrete question,
I thought it would be 12.
Not?
I thought it would be way more expensive. I don't know why I thought it would be like in way more digits than what it is. Though I don't know, it's like...
Thank you.
I don't know if they do them like to a specific size, and then if you want the humongous ones, then it's like more expensive. How does it go? I don't know, but like 3,600 euros? No surgeries, 2,900.
Do so on the basis of evidence-based
and in one
clinic,
I saw it for 2,400.
And there's no point in beginning with ideology when you're dealing with technical
I thought it was 9. I don't know if I saw.
Could I also say?
Because I was looking at. I think I was looking at American prices.
Very, very serious.
I know what it was, but I thought it was like 9,000, and it's
was presented to us without the technical report on which it was based. And this included a lot of information which, had we had it, would have changed the parameters considerably and would have shown how much the input
spreading his asshole for Putin live during the interview.
We would necessarily achieve the quality which we wanted, and that we would have
too
many
much of a
challenges
clock indeed.
from
He's going to do
lower
it in
quality
private.
products from
That
with
is
the
true. That
EU.
is true.
the EPP
Wait, what did I see? What did I see in my chat? What did I see you people are doing? You got rid of Zaporozhets. That wasn't really nice.
With respect and not simply
that wasn't
as some kind
my
of
little man, my poor
add-on.
little man. He didn't deserve this.
Colleagues, could I please call you to order
He
and
did
ask
not
you once
deserve
again
that.
to respect his speaking time?
That was cruelty. That was fucking fair.
Dear colleagues,
5 months.
the first thing I want to say today is that I express solidarity with farmers, particularly young farmers.
Oh, Carlson's interview. Oh, yeah. The
Regardless
interview
of
is
their
going to
member
be on
state,
him
these
sucking them
farmers
off
are fighting for
live on
something
camera, so
simple.
that's that.
Dignity,
Bro, he
recognition
have
of their
you
way
seen
of
the
life.
comments?
They're fighting for a decent
He said,
income from an
holy shit, my
activity
skin's horrible.
that we
I've
all
been
depend
cleaning a
on.
lot in
And they're
the
also fighting for
store
less red
recently,
tape when
without wearing
accessing
gloves,
funds.
and it has been
I also want to
the
pay
worst
tribute
mistake I
to
have made in my
small
entire
farmers,
fucking existence.
small livestock producers.
But
There's a
I've
lot
seen
of
him
them
saying
in
that,
Europe, but often they
oh
find
yeah,
it
I'm going to
difficult
Russia to interview
access
Putin.
CAP funding.
I
So
love
that
America,
fight,
I love
this fight
American
belongs to
journalism,
them.
so
This
Americans...
is not the fight of the right or the
I
far
love American
right.
freedom,
The
so
right
Americans should
proclaims
have
to be the saviour of farmers, but the
way
right actually polarizes
see
the
a
debate
true
and pits
journalist
farmers
go
against each
and
other.
like interview a
So
man
this
whose
fight
opinions they have
belongs
never
to the
heard.
rural world.
I think
Rural
he goes on to
communities
say
deserve
it's
respect,
something like
and we need
most
to come up with
Americans
measures that will
haven't
help
even heard
farmers so that they can become more
Putin's voice.
sustainable.
Something like that. A silly little claim.
These farmers love their
Why does it show
land.
me offline?
And we mustn't pit farmers against nature. Thank you.
Why is my thinking glitching? Why is my thinking glitching? What's wrong with that?
În ultimele săptămâni, fermieri...
Okay, that's proper, so it's just glitching on my OBS. But like the comments, have you seen the comments? People being like, oh, wow, now that you show what Putin really thinks, this is going to blow the minds of all communist Democrats?
Policies without calibration.
Who are you calling communists?
How can we
Who are you calling comrades?
How can we
Because,
align
bro,
European ambitions with the capacity
my
of the
dude,
foreign
there's
sector to
one
adapt?
group of
All
people
the discussions
right
about,
now
supporting
acting very
the
close and very
farmers,
true
on the
to,
short
you know,
term make no
communist
sense unless we draw
ideals
some
a lot of us
conclusions
have
from the mistakes
experienced
we
in
have made
attempted
over the
communist
past few
countries,
years.
and
We
it
really
ain't the
need a
fucking
project
Democrats.
that includes the
Who are you
need for
calling
affordable
communists?
and healthy food and the
Imagine
need
going to
for
interview
a
fucking
clean,
Vladimir
environment,
Putin.
but also
Goddamn
reasonable and
Putin,
predictable
man who
incomes
believes he
for
has
the
some sort of a
farmers.
historic
We haven't,
right
done this
to lands
well enough
around
so
Russia,
far, and we can
partially
already see
because,
the
you know,
results
Russia
in an
used to
unpredictable
control them during the
context for the
USSR.
farmers.
You go and you
The
suck
derogations
him
of the
off,
Commission
and
on
you
the short
cheer
term
for
are
his
good, but they will
idea
not
that he
solve the
has a
problem on the
historical
long term.
right to
The
lands
role of the
around
Commission
Russia.
is crucial over the
And then you
following,
dare to
weeks and
call
months in order to
people
make
that oppose
decisions
you
that send a
communists?
clear
The
signal
fuck's communist
it is
about that?
capable
What
to
is
listen
what?
to the farmers' concerns for a fair income in order to take into account the environment and food production.
Thank you, Ms.
So many Putin speeches. He's a broken down record. Yeah, it's ridiculous. The
Our
idea
food
that most
system
Americans
is
have never heard
broken.
his voice.
Multinationals are making billions
He
when
keeps on
farmers
talking.
struggle to make ends
He
meet.
keeps on talking.
Extremely low
And
prices,
we do have the
family
ability to
farms
listen to his
disappearing
speeches. We do listen to his
every
speeches.
day.
Holy shit,
We
whenever he
are
has
in
a
an
speech,
agricultural
like a bunch of
crisis.
people on
To the
Twitch live
farmers
streaming.
protesting outside,
We were the
we
top one
are
last
not
time,
your
by the way.
enemy. We Greens know
But it's
that
so
without
stupid
farmers
to
there
act
is
like
no
Americans
food,
haven't
and
heard
that
him say
farmers
anything.
deserve
They've
to
heard
make a
him.
decent
They've
living.
heard him be a
We
piece of
all
shit.
also know that without
Right, the
nature
problem is
there
that
is
Tucker
no
wants to
farming.
present him in
What
a
has
more
led to this crisis are the policy pushed by the
good way.
very people
Do we say it
who
like
like
that?
to
Good
blame
way?
us Greens.
So,
More and more
he
free
wants
trade
to allow
agreements,
Putin
an
to set the
unfair
narrative
common
for
agricultural
himself
policy, and
intentionally
simply
for
not
Western
enough
audiences.
support to help
Because so
farmers
far what
through the
Americans have been
transition.
seeing
Here
from
is what
Putin
we need to do.
is the way
Stop
Putin is setting the
unfair
narrative for
competition
his own
from
audience, and
imported
of course
food.
that makes
Break
America
the
sound
power of
horrible.
big corporation. More support to small
she's
farmers.
very
Less
emotional.
bureaucracy. Let's give farmers workable solutions that protect
They
nature
did
without burying farmers.
They changed the law that
paperwork.
farmers were
Thank
pissed
you
off
very
about.
much.
Did you see that? Von der Leyen switched the I was like a climate protection law, and farmers were pissed off about it, and she switched it up because of the protests. So, didn't reveal his CIA training and assassinate him. Tucker, CIA training, Tucker. That would be, man, that would be, a plot twist of all plot twists. You know that song, Smack the Bitch Up, at the end where they reveal the plot twist and it was like a female character all the time. It would be that. Would never see it coming. Wait, where was I? Poor Russian minorities, such endangered creatures. To be fair, like even, I think it's important. I think it's important in that way. When you speak to leftists, I've noticed this, it works. It's important to separate Moscovians from like what we see as Russians. Because if you separate the terms, you can point out that there are several parts of Russia that want to kick the occupiers out. And if you compare it to the fact that, for example, India has kicked out the Brits, it actually works. It actually works. They're actually like, oh, okay. You're like, okay, yeah, look at the history of this. Look at Bashkortostan, look at their history, look at how long they've been fighting against Muscovites who have been trying to occupy the land. How can you be a fucking leftist and support this ongoing? And they can't. They fucking can't. So it works. It works. Non-Moscovians don't identify as Russians. Yeah, okay, fair. True. European Union farmers should literally simply get good. I 100% agree with that. I 100% fully agree with that. I think they should just get good. Genuinely, like they're getting a lot of cash. They're getting a lot of cash, they're getting lots of subsidies. Even when it came to the climate protection law, there were lots of subsidies given to them. There was lots of cash money given to them. They could have just written the projects and gotten better equipment. They refused to do so, and I do think partially they refused to do so because they refused to modernize the way that they do business. But also on the other hand, I do think that a lot of our farmers are aligning with right-wing policies. So taking the good things that European Union is offering to them and staying silent would not really go well in line with what the far right wants you to be, which is they want you to be full of shit and also very Eurosceptic. So I think they know what they're doing. To be fair, I thought setting proper deadlines for specific regulations to go into power, I thought it was good. And I thought it was really, really useful. And it kind of sucks that it was pulled back. I'm not happy about it at all. I'm not happy about the fact that we have given in to demands of farmers, especially not after giving so much cash money to the industry. I'm not happy at all. But, I do believe that we wanted to calm them down right now because currently European Union is dealing with quite a lot of shit. So this was like the best way to maybe keep some sort of peace in the situation. Oi, what is this one? I haven't seen this. Climate regulations are still relatively strict. So they're gonna need subsidies to stay competitive. Yeah, I'm okay with giving them subsidies. I'm okay with them using subsidies to improve the industry. What's my problem is that they are taking these subsidies, they're using them, and they're still bitching and they're still demanding laws to be overturned. They still get lots of cash money. They get a wild fucking amount of cash money, right? And they still bitch. They still fucking complain. It's silly. When it comes to the industry overall, it's genuinely pulling a lot of cash from the funds. There's no reason for them to be so full of shit. Scotty will be proud of you. Excuse me. Wait, do I have translation? Fuck, I don't have translation. Looks like a MAGA hat. That's interesting. They're using the subsidies for private stuff. We do have supposed inspections going around trying to take control of that. So that depends on the country. I disagree with that. Can I just say I disagree with this cartoon? Because I disagree with this cartoon. Also, I'm not sure that's safe for work. How close to not safe for work can we get? But yeah, abusing the subsidies, it was used a lot when we started taking European Union funds back in early 2010s. I remember Croatia specifically. We stole most of our funds. We stole most of it. It was like more than 80%, I think, of funds that Croatia took in the first few years were just stolen. Just people like taking agricultural funds and then buying fancy new cars or something. Now we don't do that as much anymore because we have a lot of inspections going on around for every single fund that you take. Like we're having a new hotel being built close to me. Man, the dude who is building it, he tried to cheat. So he wrote a project for the hotel. And there's a really old, gorgeous hotel, and he's trying to make it into a new one that's actually going to be used, right? So he wrote a project, he got the European Union cash money, and he wrote, I know the last problem was that he wrote a specific type of like facade color, and it's supposed to be some like fancy one, and it's supposed to like help with heat regulation, bullshit like that, right? So he wrote that into the project. And then he was like, I'm just gonna take any facade color, like no one's gonna check. I'm just gonna take any one that's a lot cheaper, and then, a lot of cash money stays in my pocket. No, the inspection came. They came and they made him not just strip the entire, like, outer part of the fucking building with styrofoam and everything. They made him strip all of it, and then they made him buy the proper color that he wrote into the project, and he had to give all the receipts straight to them. He had like a specific amount of time to submit them. So the regulations right now are really, really, really strict. I have another, let's say, relative who was recently pissed off about this related thing because his daughter works for a government firm. So he wanted her to like push his project to get those solar panels on his house, because you could do that before, right? So he goes into like her workplace because she told him, yeah, just like speak to the boss, and when he figures out who you are, maybe he allows it. So he goes to speak to her boss, and he's like, yeah, my daughter has been working here for a very long time, and the boss is like, oh yeah, that literally doesn't matter in the slightest, because what European Union does is they send inspections. And they send them randomly. Like there's, let's say, 100 projects approved. They're going to send the inspection to 10, 20. Depends on how many people they have, right? But they're going to send them randomly. And if it's your project that they get sent to, and they figure out that you abused the funds, everyone connected to that shit in any way gets fired. Like all of your projects are going to be checked, and anyone connected to any single one of them that were misused is going to get fired. It's a very strictly controlled situation right now. Now, I'm not sure how it is, and I know Hungary is notorious for stealing funds, so I'm not sure how that's working out, but I know here it's really, really strict, and I'm happy that it's really, really strict.
But now we must urgently act.
Small family farms make very little money, while big farming companies get rich, but both receive similar subsidies. Oh, yeah. Though, I know some small family farms. We have a few friends with small family farms getting money. I can tell you it's enough to keep the business going. It's enough to keep the business going, and it's enough to have a profit. Now, the problem is that, in order to get rich, you will need to expand your business. In no economy will you be able to have a small family farm and be really, really rich. From that, you're always going to need to expand it, to offer even more services, to have an even bigger farm. But from what I know, at least here, I'm not sure how it is in other countries. I'm not sure how your laws are, but here they get enough money and they're doing well. Lots of them have gotten the solar panels for free installed on their businesses, so they basically have the electricity for free right now, which is a great thing for plenty of them. You can get subsidies if your business has been doing worse. You can get more cash for updating the business. Specifically, I know 3 pig farmers locally, small ones. So it's not proper pig farm. It's like you have 10 of them and then you sell them around, right? And they have gotten cash from European Union to upgrade the business, so the facility would be more hygienic, so it would be better kept, and so they wouldn't be having issues like we had recently with African swine flu going around, and then people being unable to keep their swine separated, and then because of this they had to kill off an entire farm. You don't really have that issue if they are able to be properly separated. The second you figure out there's a disease going on, and then you're able to call the veterinarian to figure out if any of them have an issue. So there's a lot of money going around, and I do think it's making a lot of lives easier. I genuinely don't have a lot of compassion for farmers. I don't know, I did. Massive international agriculture conglomerate, yeah, but that's true for everything, isn't it? Like small family shops or something. You're never going to make incredible fortunes with having a small family shop or small family-owned cafe or whatever. You're going to be making enough. You're going to be making an amount that allows you to be living and that allows your business to be moving forward, but you're not going to be making a fortune out of a small business. And I think that's, kind of right. It's normal. Basically make every farm into a massive cooperative. That's what they did here. Although that being said, that only works in an export-oriented market where you're competing with international firms rather than on the domestic market, as you need a competition. That also makes sense. Your beer? Oh, what did you order? Something Russian. Some beer mixed in with vodka. Is that what they drink there? What the fuck do they drink there? I don't know what they drink there. By the way, I wanted to show you, I have some European Union related news while the dude is talking around. Have some European Union related news. Let me show you. Where's my thing on the most Eurosceptic countries? Here it is. I saved this on the most Eurosceptic countries, and then I saved this on 2024, and then I saved not this on the Balkans, possibly starting the next big war in Europe, and then I saved a bunch of other stuff. So, also I didn't open my European correspondent. But I have European correspondent today too, and it's about Central Europe. It's about Poland. Oh, it's about Poland. Oh, it's about Czechia. Hey, wait, let me see. Supervisory Board of Orlen, a Polish multinational oil refining and petrol retail company, has dismissed its CEO, and it is not the only state-owned enterprise to do so. Tusk's so-called broom is making strides to eliminate individuals affiliated with the previous ruling party from key positions in state-controlled companies. Okay, so he's getting rid of everyone. Is that concerning? Should we be concerned? PiS party spent 8 years in power, installing party loyalists across all sectors of the economy. Before becoming the CEO of Orlen, a company worth $17.5 billion, euros. Obajtek was a village mayor loyal to the ex-ruling party. Oh. In 2023, he led Orlen's significant expansion, propelling it into Europe's top 50 firms. Simultaneously, he faced accusations of utilizing the company's resources to support PiS, particularly during its election campaign. Massive purge wave of PiS peons. That's you're not concerned about it going too far, right? It's a good thing. Boiled garbage water mixed with vodka, tears on despaired Boryatians, and beer with wild yeast from Ruski. Nice, that sounds pleasant. I do hope it arrives today. Oh, are my sound alerts? Wait. Yes, I can. I think. Twitch.tv. Twitch.tv. Where are my extensions and where are my alerts? Swiss army needs a friend. Oh no! Then Defense Minister of Switzerland set out with the aim of turning the Swiss armed forces into, in his words, the best army in the world. While the number of 150,000 possible active soldiers is relatively high for a country with roughly 9 million inhabitants. 9 million? They have that many? 9 million. The Swiss army has come into serious financial problems in recent years. Up to 1 billion Swiss francs are said to be lacking in the military budget for the coming years. The army has purchased more weapons and equipment than the budget allowed. Given the current in-operation artillery and tanks are already old and will soon be outdated, the functioning of the army as a whole has been put into question. I mean, donate this stuff. There's a lot of countries that would be quite happy to get lots of these things. Just donate a bunch of it and then hope that you get, some assistance if you ever need it, and that's that. Yeah, closer cooperation with NATO might be necessary. Give us some shit. Both the Swiss government and NATO agree that the country's neutrality is crucial and a good base for close cooperation. I happen to disagree. Such a cooperation already exists, as Switzerland has been taking part in NATO's Partnership for Peace program since 1966. In view of the significant deterioration in the security situation, there is a need to strengthen Switzerland's defense capability. Switzerland relies and will rely on assistance from NATO countries in case of a military conflict, and so it must be ready to offer something in return. Nice. I support reminding them of the fact that they need us. I support that. Like, yes, you gotta tell them. Come on. How can you pretend like you are good enough to protect yourself? Of course you're fucking not. You need us, so give some weapons to Ukraine. Wait. Sound alerts. Dashboard just looked. What's new? There you go. Is it turned on? It is. Says it's active. Panel 1. Maybe what I need. Insights, settings, setup. Let me see. OBS Studio. Sound. Here. So on mode. Okay, maybe worked. I updated the browser source. The link in the browser source. New drugs in Czech Republic. What? I'm a programmer. I am officially a goddamn programmer. Nice. Okay, fair. What did I tell you? Impressive, isn't it? Sometimes you just wish to cry in my presence. Cases of children accidentally intoxicated by HHC candies have been on the rise in Czechia. What's that? Cannabinoids. Examples of substances that have appeared on the Czech market relatively recently and do not yet fall under any official category. According to new regulations, they should be classified as psychomodulants or psychoactive Oh, I have a story about this. They are not regulated in Czechia and are therefore freely available to everyone, including children and minors under 18. We have a shop with, I think it's a shop with this thing. I don't know what it is. It's like, well, it was such a weird thing. So I was walking through the city a few days ago. Me and my boyfriend were going to a restaurant, and there's this like street with a bunch of coffee shops and shit on it, right? A lot of businesses on the street. And you walk through the street, and there's like one single tiny room. It's not even a shop, it's like a room. And it's strongly lit. And there's one of those like machines, automated bullshits in it. Like you put cash money in it and you get the product out. There's one of them in it. And up on the top of it, it just says cannabis. And there was some stuff there, some baggies of shit. I don't know what it was. We were like in a rush almost, so we didn't stop to shop at it. But it was such a weird thing. It's like a room that just spawned out of nowhere. I swear it wasn't there before. There was just a wall. It just appeared. So now I'm kind of interested if it was this. I want to go and buy it. I want to see what it is. It's like fucking candies. If it's still not regulated, it's probably illegal. We weren't even sure. We made jokes about there like being police there hiding. It's like the second you enter, they're like, Now it got me interested. It's probably that shit. I didn't even know we have it. Kratom is most commonly sold as a green powder, then mixed into drinks. What's that? Also not regulated? Classic opioid effect kicks in at higher doses. It allegedly helps young people improve their concentration at school, as well as unwind when responsibilities are over. How can it do both? I've never understood this. How can it do both? How can it also like make you think more and then make you think less? That makes no goddamn sense to me. What does it do? It does not, except in high doses, cause major changes in consciousness. A user under its influence can easily pass a school lesson or a work meeting without the other participants noticing any suspicious symptoms. I don't know. The combination of socially acceptable effects and easy availability is the main driver of the steep rise of kratom in the Czech market. It's basically impossible to overdose on kratom itself. However, there are a number of risks associated with its use that consumers are often unaware of. Apart from the risk of addiction, the biggest threat is posed by its combination with other substances, including alcohol. Oh! Serious, even life-threatening health complications. Oh, yeah. They put it on a precautionary list which prevents it from being sold freely while not criminalizing the users. Okay. That makes sense. Banning is not a solution. In Germany, it can only be sold with a label stating it is not suitable for human consumption. Who's supposed to consume it? Cows? Majority of European countries haven't really investigated the issue yet, true. Planned regulation and sale only in specialized shops should significantly reduce the availability of the substance for underage users, although it is undeniable that the black market will always find a way. Unlike tobacco or alcohol, where there are only relatively mild penalties for selling to minors, with kratom, dealers will be at risk of having their sales license revoked outright. I feel that should also be true for like tobacco or alcohol, to be fair. I feel you should just immediately punish them for selling to minors. That would be fucking great. Ooh. Taiwo? Bauer Zaporożec.
Over 10,000 people have died.
Nice, I'm getting advertisements. I'm getting some advertisements.
К чему я стремлюсь, это мир. Желательно весь. И я согласен на абсолютно любые мирные переговоры. На моих условиях. Мира нам всем в это непростое время. Готово. Надеюсь, хоть на этот раз сообщение долетит до цели.
Мы с Путиным отлично ладим, и я могу очень быстро закончить эту войну. А? Похоже, так Путин подает четкий сигнал о готовности к миру.
Наконец-то меня хоть кто-то понимает.
И самый быстрый способ покончить с войной – это перестать поддерживать Украину и не мешать России совершать геноцид украинцев.
Anna. Anyway, yeah. you feel the sexual tension in his cartoon sometimes a lot. Orange face versus dick face. Do we think Trump has a chance to win though? Do we still think Trump has a chance to win? Because I'm thinking he doesn't. I was looking into the situation yesterday and I still think he doesn't really have a chance. But I want to know. Yeah. You people got me to question my full belief in the idea he has no chance. But I still kind of think he has no chance. I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. Celebrated Fucker's interview with Putler by bombing Kyiv this morning. Oh yes. Not pieces of shit. Unless Biden goes full dementia? Yeah, it kind of sucks that he is. Is he the only candidate for the Democrats? Is he the only candidate? Is he the only one? But we have seen Nikki getting a substantial amount of support too from Republicans. So I think with Republicans having to divide their opinions between an absolutely delusional cult leader who also wants to be a dictator and then someone who's a bit less delusional but also not really to be trusted, I think there's a possibility that we're not going to see a huge number of them getting out to vote if Trump remains their only option. Confused Macron, his predecessor, who died like 30 years ago, and thought he was German. Come on. USA, what are you doing? Why can't we have someone younger? Oh, not a single candidate? Not a single normal one? It's all like... Oh yeah, they would prefer nobody to Nikki. Yeah, I saw that. Still though, I do think though, to be fair, I do think that if you could put nobody as the option on the ballot, I feel like you would see the same result in like a lot of elections. That was a cool little thing. I didn't even know they do that. Is that only Nevada that does it? I saw it on, I think it was on Threads or on Twitter today, I don't even know, and someone was like, oh yeah, she was the second option. The first option was nobody. It's such a good one. Obama is the only USA president ever who was born after 1946. Shit. Oh, shit. You think Nikki fans will get in line with Trump? I kind of hope they will not. I kind of hope they will not because he has been a piece of shit to her. So I'm hoping that we can trust them a little bit more. It's an advertisement, it's TOS, it's an advertisement, okay? I hear how dishwashing works. Man, look, when I prepare videos for stream, I open them before the streaming so I can skip over the ads. Done, so like you just get the video. But when we click on links in chat, I can't do my preparation. So yeah, is this going to be the one where he suggests bombing Belgrade?
You're kicking back to isn't saying to you or one of your agents at some point, hey look, I'm getting 100,000 from you, but Harry over there, he's getting 175,000 from whomever else. You mean you guys didn't know that was going on? Can't convince me that the guy you're kicking back to isn't saying to you or one of your agents at some point, hey look, I'm getting 100,000 from you, but Harry over there, he's getting 175,000 from whomever else. You mean you guys didn't know that was going on? Can't convince me that...
Bro, that's a weirdly attractive video. That's that's more attractiveness than I expected. That would be. Oh, holy shit. It got me to vote. I'm getting American citizenship. Democrats do seem fairly in line with Biden. Oh, yeah, but do they even have anyone who's like a serious candidate apart from him? Shaving your coochie while wearing underwear. I mean, maybe you're just shaving the... You know how like underwear goes cheek and then hairs go outside and then you shave those. It's like, let's say, for example, you're wearing a thong, right? You know what thongs look like? It's like one string straight in your ass crack. You gotta shave everything around it. You gotta shave everything around. But like if instead of wearing a thong, you wear one of those grandma knickers that cover most of your ass, you don't have to shave under those. So it really depends on which part of your area is being observed, and you can figure that out by wearing underwear and then being like, oh, okay, if I wear underwear in front of someone, this amount of hair is going to be seen, so I'm just gonna remove it. He doesn't have any real opposition. Taylor Swift would probably beat Biden. She's too young though, isn't she? Too young to go for a president. I remember someone asking when can she go to a president, and apparently it's in a few years. Can relate to ass shaving. See, you also, right? You know from your own experience, you have to shave it more if you're wearing thongs than if you are wearing something more covering. It's a fact, guys. It's a fact, okay? Republican support of Trump is stronger than Democrat support of Biden. I hope it is not. I hope it is not. Could be, but like, I don't know. From stuff I'm seeing, I hope it's not. You can change into a gardener and grow a massive bush. True. What's going on? We were talking about Europe news, and then we switched to USA, and then we switched to Carlson. It's downgrade. It's like, you know, we have a saying here. It's you went from a horse to a donkey. It's like when you are already in quite a good situation and then you switch to a bad one. That's me. Okay, my horse is European Union, and then I switch to a donkey that is USA politics, and then I switch to a donkey that is Carlson. Villages of intelligent live beings living inside my bush. Shaving it would mean literal genocide. I mean, could be. It's like, what's that cartoon? Where there's like a whole fucking village living on some dog? Maybe it's like that. There's like a whole infrastructure and everything. They have factories and shit. You got the job, congratulations. I hope you're hyped about it. Hell! Yeah, I know that one. I mean, fair, okay, fair. But the advertisement is not meant for you people then. It's meant for those of us who don't have an entire civilization on our bodies. Troll farm page Hill talking points on the Carlson Putin interview. Oh. It's good to hear the story from both sides. It isn't. We heard the story from both sides. We know what the story is. Tucker's a journalist. Let him do his job. Yeah, also not true. In 2019, he said that we should probably take the side of Russia if we have to choose between Russia and Ukraine. But also, he's not a fucking journalist. Oh, yeah. He's not a fucking journalist. They had a whole court case in which the defense of Fox News was like, we're not journalists. We're not news. We're entertainment. If you trust us, if you watch us the way you're watching news, you're a fucking idiot, because we're not news, we're just entertainment. So any sort of misinformation that we peddle doesn't really go against, what we are supposed to be. We're not news. We're not supposed to be giving you facts. So that's goddamn stupid. What about Gonzalo Lira? Lira was not a journalist, he was a dating coach who beat up his wife, kids, and disabled nephew. All fair. US is not at war with Russia. Why does the Kremlin call it a NATO proxy war? Fair. I mean, Russia is at war with USA, you could say. Walking piece of shit. I didn't know he was like physically abusive. I knew he was that. I didn't know he was physically abusive to people around him. That's not really surprising, though, to be fair. Why aren't you talking about Biden, border crisis, corruption, Ukraine, Nazis, Hunter Biden biolabs? Because we're talking about Tucker Carlson and you're avoiding the topic. Fair. A thread on Kremlin's main narratives, also fair. Nice. Oh, damn. Zelensky banned opposing media. Ukraine banned Medvedchuk's, personal friend of Putin's, TV channels that spread pro-Kremlin propaganda. He also banned Serhiy Lyovochik's website that was even worse than Medvedchuk's channels. Also, Russia invaded Ukraine. Important to point out every once in a while. You want to hear what Putin's interests are from his own mouth. They're not a secret. You can read them from his 2021 revisionist and genocidal essay on the historical unity of Russians and Ukrainians. Yeah, that's definitely the whole thing with like, oh, we should be able to hear the opinions of both sides. You've been hearing it. You've been hearing it all this time. You've been hearing it. He was very loud. No one was even like hiding it. You've been hearing the shit. Always wanted to see a Putin interview because it never happens. Bullshit. Larry King in 2000, Barbara Walters in 2001, his lapdog Oliver Stone in 2015, 2017, Megyn Kelly and Armin Wolf in 2018, Keir Simmons in 2021. By the way, can I just mention something about Oliver Stone? He made a comment recently. He made a comment about... Fuck, I'm really bad with remembering actors' names. But... the actor who was in Barbie movie, the main dude actor, basically Oliver Stone made a little comment which was like, oh, why is he in this stupid Barbie movie? This is not real Hollywood. He should be in serious movies instead. And I saw that comment being plastered over social media, and the best thing is that apart from Twitter, no one fucking knows who Oliver Stone is. They got no damn idea. They just know he's some like conspiracy old dude and that's that. And not even that in most situations. No one fucking knows the man. Like with the amount of Vatniks plastering around his stupid ass movie, you would expect everyone to know who this man is. No, the real world doesn't know who this dude is. No one fucking knows. So that made me feel a bit better, because genuinely I don't know, I had this idea in my head that everyone knows who he is. Who is he? Hey, perfect. Oliver Stone. Let me show you his extensive list of projects. Where's English? I always forget the name of that stupid ass movie. But he made that dumbass movie that people keep on sharing. Let me try to find it. Putin interviews? No. Oh, where do I even look at that? Filmography? Filmography, that works. Revealing Ukraine? No, Ukraine on Fire. Here it is, Ukraine on Fire. You know this one. You definitely know this one. Yeah, I always forget the name of it. And this is the one that every single Vatnik will keep on linking and also lying that it's banned. I remember the first time I learned about this movie, it was someone in Twitch saying that the movie was banned by Western media because it like shows the truth of the situation. And I remember going to YouTube and typing it into the search bar and finding the entire movie immediately. They were like, yeah, you can't watch it anywhere. You have to download Telegram to watch it because whenever it's posted anywhere, they like remove it immediately the same second. There's like a whole movie very easily available online. It's the whole fucking thing. But yes, with the amount of people spamming it around, I expected that everyone would know who this man is. No one knows who this man is. It's literally like a chronically online brain. if you think everyone knows about this movie, most people have no idea who Oliver Stone is, and then most people have no idea he likes to suck off Putin. So yeah, I guess that's a little bit of a nice reality check. Yeah, Ryan Gosling. Thank you. I always forget the name. It's a hard name to remember. I have the face though, so that's something. Only interaction with Twitter consists of me getting authentication codes because some bot tries to steal it. Oh shit, I haven't had that issue. I go because I have a little... Where's my Twitter? I have a little playlist. I have a little list. Playlist list. And it's like just Ukraine related news. So I have that saved. I've got this one, which is like Croatian news. But I don't really use it that much. Very rarely do our politicians post something interesting, to be completely honest. Or maybe I should just update it. I haven't been using it in a long time. But I do use this one with news on Ukraine, and it's actually really, really good. So they asked Putin what he thought of BLM. Oh, what did he think of BLM? What did he think? Chronically offline, brain hack, yeah. Especially funny to watch when you were a participant in the events. Oh, it reminds me of Anastasia every time she's forced to have some sort of an interaction with like any sort of Westerner trying to explain the situation in Ukraine to her, and how pissed off she gets. CIA funding the Euromaidan. Oh shit, they definitely have to. And also Nuland with her donuts that have completely transformed the way Ukraine is supposed to be, going as a country. All local and country news are in Telegram, so Twitter is obsolete. Oh yeah, that's too. Fair. I do imagine that, like, if, for you it's different to be following the news locally. A lot of BLM protesters are tankies. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, that's fucking interesting. Do we think the Internet Research Agency had something to do with that too? Or was it like a completely new group? That's interesting. I didn't even look into that. Fuck, now I want to Google it. Obama, where's the paycheck? Putin evades the difficult questions, rewrites history to fit the Kremlin's narrative, and instead blames the West for everything. Wolf was one of the few who actually challenged him. See the interview with English captions below.
Dass Skripal-Affäre keine russischen Diplomaten ausgewiesen hat.
Мне кажется, что такой уважаемый...
How do I get the captions?
Ich denke, ein so geachtetes europäisches Land wie Österreich braucht keine Belohnung von irgendeiner Seite. Mit Österreich seit langem sehr gute, enge Beziehungen. Österreich ist ein traditioneller, zuverlässiger Partner von uns.
Give me the wrong dub. Fair. We kind of need to find it though. I'm actually wondering about this. Now media freedom in Russia and in their World Press Freedom Index is one of the worst in the entire world. More on how Russia treats its own journalists. Tucker Carlson telling Ukrainians how they should hear Putin's side. Oh man. Hey, yo, Philip, how are you doing? There are no unblurred versions of Ruskies blowing themselves with grenades on Twitter, so Telegram is superior again. Okay, fair. I've seen some... I've seen some wild shit on Telegram. So, yeah, I can attest to that. Oh, he forgot the English captions. Ah ha ha!
Politik der neuen österreichischen Regierung, die ja gegen die Russland-Sanktionen der EU auftritt und die auch in der Skripal-Affäre keine russischen Diplomaten ausgewiesen hat.
Oh, come on, they just close them.
Ihre erste Auslandsreise in ihrer neuen
Russia has always been fighting for the rights of African Americans and how they were a beacon of hope for the exploited people.
Russlandfreundliche Politik der neuen österreichischen Regierung, die ja gegen die Russland-Sanktionen der EU auftritt und die auch in der
Russia has always been fighting for the right. Oh, there's a whole wiki. Oh, we'll have to look into it.
Ich denke, ein so geachtetes europäisches Land wie Österreich braucht keine Belohnung von irgendeiner Seite. Wir haben mit Österreich seit langem sehr gute, enge Beziehungen. Österreich ist ein traditioneller, zuverlässiger Partner von uns in Europa. Auch in den letzten Jahren ist der Dialog trotz aller Schwierigkeiten nicht abgerissen. Weder der politische Dialog noch der Dialog über Sicherheit oder Wirtschaftsfragen.
Oh, he says in the post-up what the year was, right?
Im letzten Jahr ist das Handelsvolumen zwischen unseren Ländern um 40,5%.
Wait, Wolf interview. 2018. So that means in 2018, the relations between Austria and Russia kept on growing, which was already years into the invasion.
Mit der Freiheitlichen Partei Österreichs von Vizekanzler Strache. Warum gerade mit der FPÖ?
Sie haben gesagt, dass die russische Regierung gute Beziehungen zu Österreich pflegt und haben diesen Gedanken dann weitergeführt ins Parteipolitische. Ich bin einer der Gründer der Partei Einiges Russland. Aber weil ich jetzt Staatsoberhaupt bin, bin ich kein Parteimitglied mehr. Aber die russische Regierung arbeitet in Sachfragen tatsächlich eng mit ihren österreichischen Kollegen zusammen, ohne dabei irgendwelchen politischen Vorlieben nachzugeben. In Russland gibt es einen nationalen Konsens über die Österreich-Politik. Es gibt bei uns keine politischen Kräfte, die gegen die Weiterentwicklung der Beziehung mit Österreich auftreten würden. Aber innerhalb der politischen Parteien kann es gewisse Vorlieben geben. Und wenn Einiges Russland Beziehungen zu der von Ihnen angesprochenen Partei aufgenommen hat, dann sind das rein parteipolitische Kontakte. Ich bin überzeugt, dass Einiges Russland gerne auch mit anderen politischen Kräften Kontakte aufbaut.
С удовольствием будет развивать контакты и с другими политическими силами.
Und jetzt haben Sie diese Partei ja lange auch geführt. Jetzt ist der Parteivorsitzende Premierminister Medvedev. Viele Beobachter glauben, dass die russische Führung über die Partei Geeintes Russland so gute Beziehungen zu nationalistischen und EU-kritischen Parteien wie der FPÖ, wie dem Front National, wie der Lega Nord, wie der deutschen AfD unterhält, weil sie die EU schwächen und spalten wollen. Jetzt sagen Sie immer wieder, das stimmt nicht. Sie wünschen sich die EU als starken Partner. Aber warum dann diese engen Beziehungen der russischen Führung zu lauter EU-kritischen Parteien?
Oh, it's like it's the same situation here. Once you become a president, you're no longer the official party member. So, like our president, for example, our president is mimicked Hitler's voice. Our president used to be in SDP political party, but now that he's the president, he's not in the political party anymore. He can't be in the political party. They had to choose a new leader and everything because he can't be a party member anymore. As the president, you're supposed to maintain the illusion of neutrality in a way. You're supposed to be representing all of your people, so you can't be a party member anymore. It's a convenient excuse in this sort of a situation, right? Because, like, you know, Putin is close to his party still, and it is one of the ways that he exercises his power. But, like, technically, he's not a party member, so technically he can use that as an excuse because technically he has nothing officially to do with what the party is doing. It's Medvedev doing it. It's not Putin. Putin has nothing to do with him.
Sie sollten besser den Regierungschef, Herrn Medvedev, dazu fragen.
Yeah, see, it's like it gives him a nice way to like separate himself, to then be like, oh, just because I'm good with Austria doesn't mean that we want to be good with EU skeptic parties. Like I have nothing to do with what the United Russia chooses to align with. It's not my option. I'm not a party member. Ask someone else.
Und Wirtschaftspartner ist. Und je mehr Probleme es innerhalb der EU gibt, desto größer sind die Risiken und Unsicherheiten für uns.
Yeah, bullshit.
Es sagt viel aus, dass das Handelsvolumen mit den EU-Staaten jetzt knapp 250 Milliarden beträgt. Es ist auf die Hälfte geschrumpft. Früher ist es bei mehr als 400 Milliarden gestanden. Was würde uns ein weiterer Rückgang bringen? Wozu sollten wir die EU ins Wanken bringen, um dann weitere Verluste zu erleiden, anstatt Vorteile aus der Zusammenarbeit zu ziehen?
I just reminded this was 2018.
Wir müssen im Gegenteil die Kooperation
This is fucking wild to watch now. 2018.
Wir entscheiden pragmatisch, ob wir mit jemandem politisch zusammenarbeiten, enger zusammenarbeiten als mit anderen. Wir versuchen mit jenen zu
wait, it's a 50-minute interview?
Wunsch äußern, mit uns zusammenzuarbeiten.
I'm not watching this piece of shit for 50 minutes. Oh, I thought it would be a lot shorter.
Unseren Parteien und Bewegungen und jenen
I'm not watching this old rotten fart for 50 minutes.
Wir haben keine derartigen Ziele, haben sie nie gehabt und werden sie nie haben. Wir halten 40% unserer Fremdwährungsreserven in Euro.
I want to see if he says something on his invasion of Ukraine.
Ich wünsche mir, dass Österreich und andere. Sie haben Russland angesprochen und dann von Hackern geredet, stimmt's? Als Sie Russland gesagt haben, haben Sie da den russischen Staat gemeint oder einzelne russische Bürger? Hacker.
Oh, nice, he's pretending as if the... Oh, Prigozhin!
Ich bitte Sie zu unterscheiden zwischen der Regierung der Russischen Föderation, dem russischen Staat und russischen Bürgern oder juristischen Personen. Sie haben gesagt, dass man Herrn Prigozhin Putins Koch nennt. Er ist wirklich im Gastgewerbe tätig, damit verdient er sein Geld. Er besitzt Restaurants in St. Petersburg.
Oh yeah, he's active in the hospitality industry, yes, he is.
Dass ein Restaurantbetreiber, auch wenn er Möglichkeiten zum Hacken hat und eine Firma in diesem Bereich besitzt, ich weiß ja gar nicht, was er dort genau tut, also dass dieser Mann wirklich Wahlen in den USA oder in irgendeinem europäischen Staat beeinflussen kann.
Oh man.
Wenn ein Restaurantbesitzer aus Russland Wahlen in Europa oder den USA beeinflussen kann, ist das nicht lächerlich?
Oh, he's... Again, this is ridiculous.
Herr Präsident, Herr Prigozhin, wahrscheinlich ist es gut oder schlecht, aber das ist nicht wahr. Aber Herr Prigozhin betreibt nicht nur Restaurants, er hat ganz viele Firmen, er hat viele Verträge auch mit dem russischen Verteidigungsministerium.
2018, this interview was in 2018.
Millionen Dollar aus, diese Millionen Fake-Postings zu produzieren.
Yeah, he's talking about the Internet Research Agency. We know about the existence of Internet Research Agency. It was like common knowledge at the time. Putin is trying to pretend as if he doesn't know.
Fragen Sie ihn das selbst, der russische Staat hat damit nichts zu tun.
The Russian government has nothing to do with it, he says. This was before he admitted that he has been funding Prigozhin all of this time. Oh man, this is a great interview. Holy shit, I need to save this. Look at how much shit he's eating straight here in front of the cameras. And then Soros conspiracy.
Jetzt gerade gibt es Gerüchte, dass Soros den Euro
Das wird in Expertenkreisen bereits diskutiert. It's already being discussed in the expert circles that he wants to destabilize Euro.
Das war eine Privatangelegenheit von Herrn Soros. Und bei uns ist das eine
Expert circles, he means of his conversations with Orban.
Jetzt ist der Prigozhin angeklagt in den USA, gemeinsam mit 12 anderen russischen Staatsbürgern wegen Einmischung in den Wahlkampf. Ich würde gerne kurz bei den USA bleiben. Sie und Donald Trump sprechen sehr freundlich übereinander. Aber die Katastrophe ist, Trump ist schon seit 1,5 Jahren im Amt und es gab noch nie ein bilaterales Treffen zwischen ihnen, einen bilateralen Gipfel, obwohl sie Bush und Obama, als sie neu waren als Präsidenten, schon innerhalb eines halben Jahres getroffen haben. Warum dauert es dann ganz so lange?
Das müssen Sie unsere Kollegen in den USA fragen. Meiner Ansicht nach ist das die Folge des heftigen innenpolitischen Kampfes in den Vereinigten Staaten.
Soros wanted to destabilize Euro.
Foren zusammengetroffen.
It's already being discussed in expert circles, by the way.
Außerdem arbeiten unsere Außenämter und unsere Geheimdienste in Angelegenheiten von gemeinsamen Interessen nicht schlecht zusammen, vor allem beim Kampf gegen den internationalen Terrorismus. Hier geht die Kooperation weiter. Aber auch ein persönliches Treffen mit Trump möglich ist, hängt meiner Meinung nach vor allem von der innenpolitischen Konstellation in den USA ab. Dort beginnt schon der Wahlkampf für die Kongresswahlen. Auch die Präsidentenwahlen sind schon in Sichtweite. Die Angriffe auf den US-Präsidenten in ganz verschiedenen Fragen gehen weiter. Ich habe den Eindruck, dass es daran liegt. Bei einem unserer letzten Telefongespräche hat Donald gesagt, dass es sich so jemanden gibt, der kein Interesse daran hat,
If there's someone who doesn't want a war, it's us.
Das Militärtestgelände, das Nordkorea gerade zerstört, liegt, wenn ich mich richtig erinnere, nur 190 Kilometer von der russischen Grenze entfernt. Für uns ist das also extrem wichtig und daher werden wir alles für eine Entspannung auf der koreanischen Halbinsel tun. In diesem Zusammenhang setzen wir natürlich große Hoffnungen in das persönliche Treffen zwischen US-Präsident Trump und dem Machthaber Nordkoreas Kim Jong-un. Denn man ist mit ihm anscheinend auch im Rahmen des russisch-chinesischen Fahrens.
Passiert ist, um sich bei den Familien der Opfer zu entschuldigen. 17 von Malaysia Airlines,
MH17.
Die internationale Untersuchungskommission vor wenigen Tagen gesagt, dieses Flugzeug wurde von einem Raketensystem der russischen Armee abgeschossen, das von einem Konvoi aus Russland in die Ostukraine zu den Rebellen gebracht wurde. Es gibt davon Videos, die das belegen, es gibt abgehörte Telefonate, es gibt Dutzende
video evidence of Russians shooting it down.
Aber niemand weltweit glaubt den russischen Dementis.
This is 4 years after it happened.
Wäre es nicht sinnvoller, nach 4 Jahren zuzugeben, dass da den Rebellen in der Ostukraine mit einer russischen Rakete ein furchtbarer Irrtum passiert ist und sich bei den Familien der Opfer zu entschuldigen?
Beide Seiten des Konflikts, sowohl die ukrainische Armee, sogar die ukrainischen nationalistischen Bataillone, die niemandem unterstellt sind außer ihren Anführern, als auch die Donbass-Milizen, die bewaffneten Kräfte des Donbass, verwenden Waffen, die in der Sowjetunion oder in Russland erzeugt wurden.
Oh, they all use weapons produced in Russia, he's saying.
Alle verwenden sie. Sie alle haben alle möglichen Waffensysteme. Schusswaffen, Flugzeuge.
Okay, so like he's ignoring the fact that we have evidence of this weapon being supplied directly to them. It's not like they use existing stocks. They got the weapon directly, but he's pretending as if like the dude just said, oh yeah, they used the Russian-produced missile. Who knows when they got it? Like, we know when they got it. We have fucking videos of it moving.
Alles aus russischer Produktion.
We have footage of the book missile just going straight to the rebels. Yes! Yes, push him!
Abwehrbrigade der Russischen Föderation stationiert in Kursk. Man weiß das ja. Trotzdem dementieren sie das. Ist es nicht in Wahrheit so, dass sie einfach nicht zugeben können, dass diese Rakete aus Russland gekommen ist, weil sie damit auch offiziell zugeben würden, dass Russland die Rebellen in der Ostukraine mit Waffen unterstützt und das
Oh, I like this dude.
Wenn Sie die Geduld aufbringen, mir bis zum Ende zuzuhören, dann werden Sie meinen Standpunkt erfahren. Gut? Ich habe schon gesagt, dass beide Seiten Waffen russischer Produktion benutzen. Und auch die russische Armee ist mit genau solchen Waffensystemen ausgerüstet, von denen die Experten gesprochen haben. Mit den genau gleichen. Produziert ebenfalls in der früheren Sowjetunion oder in Russland. Das ist das Erste.
That's not the point.
Werden zu den Ermittlungen keine russischen Experten zugelassen. Unsere Argumente werden nicht berücksichtigt. Niemand in dieser Kommission will uns anhören. Aber die Ukraine, deren Interesse an einem gewissen Ausgang der Untersuchungen hat, darf an den Ermittlungen teilnehmen. Die Ukraine ist zumindest dafür verantwortlich, dass die Flugzeuge damals nicht verboten hat, durch die Konfliktzone zu fliegen, gegen die Regeln der internationalen Zivilluftfahrtorganisation. Außerdem haben wir bis heute keine Antworten auf einige unserer Fragen bekommen, über Operationen der ukrainischen Luftwaffe an Bord und zur Zeit des Abschusses.
He's talking about here. He's talking about Kartapolov. He's talking about Kartapolov lying about that Ukrainian plane being close to MH17 when MH17 was shot down, which, by the way, was a thing that Russian, was it Ministry of Defense itself, officially had to deny. Kartapolov lied, and they went, and they had to deny it because the lie was so stupid that it made like no sense if you look at the technical abilities of these planes and everything. They weren't even like flying on the same height and everything. So the lie made absolutely no sense, and they had to officially acknowledge that he was full of shit because it was the only way to save their face.
Über die wir sprechen, war schrecklich. Es tut uns unendlich leid um die Menschen, die umgekommen sind und um ihre Familien. Aber die Untersuchung der Katastrophe muss objektiv sein und von allen Seiten geführt werden. Noch eine Sekunde, nicht so schnell, lassen Sie mich das zu Ende. Ist das kein Interview, sondern ein Monolog einer Seite, Ihrer Seite? Darf ich den Satz zu Ende bringen?
One-sided monologue, ironic, considering the fact he's been talking
man weiß, wo diese Rakete herkam und welches Interesse sollten
for so fucking long.
Australien, wie Malaysia haben, das Russland in die Schuhe zu schieben, wenn das nicht mit einer russischen Rakete vom russischen Militär passiert ist?
Nein, wir glauben das nicht, wir sehen das anders. Sie haben jetzt Länder aufgezählt, die angeblich glauben, dass das eine russische Rakete war, dass Russland in diese fürchterliche Tragödie verwickelt ist. Aber ich muss Sie enttäuschen. Vor kurzem haben offizielle Vertreter Malaysias erklärt, dass sie keine Beteiligung Russlands an diesem schrecklichen Ereignis sehen, dass sie keine Beweise dafür haben. Wissen Sie das etwa nicht? Haben Sie die Erklärung der malaysischen Seite malaysischer Vertreter nicht gesehen? Unsere Position ist daher die folgende. Wenn wir wirklich verstehen wollen, wie dieses fürchterliche Ereignis passiert ist und alle Faktoren ans Tageslicht bringen wollen, dann müssen wir alle Argumente berücksichtigen, auch die russischen.
Yeah, I'm getting bored of him now.
Und es wäre wirklich gerecht, wenn auch russische Experten, Insassen sind natürlich ums Leben gekommen und die Ukraine streitet ihre Beteilignisse. Ich erkläre es Ihnen und Sie sagen dann ja oder nein. Es war ein verfassungswidriger, bewaffneter Staat. Überschritten hat was gemacht? Sie haben die Durchführung von unabhängigen und
Zero so-called LDNR soldiers operating air defense systems at the time. I mean, it was straight from Russia, though, wasn't it? It was one of them. It would be cool to ask them though the fuck is up with that, but I'm pretty sure he's just gonna say that, you know, the fact that there are zero so-called LDNR soldiers operating air defense systems at the time just means that it instead had to be someone from Ukraine. What is he talking about? Free expression of the will of Crimeans.
noch vor allen diesen Ereignissen. Deshalb gab es keine rechtswidrigen... Sekunde.
So viel weiß ich über die ukrainische Verfassung, dass das Parlament der Krim diese Entscheidung nicht treffen durfte. Aber ich möchte jetzt nicht die Geschichte der Krim nochmal mit Ihnen diskutieren. Lassen Sie mich bitte nochmal weiterführen. Diese Annexion der Krim war das erste Mal, dass in den letzten Jahrzehnten ein Land in Europa einen Teil eines Nachbarstaates gegen dessen Willen annektiert hat. Jetzt fühlen sich seither andere russische Nachbarländer durchaus bedroht, von Polen bis zu den baltischen Staaten. Können Sie ausschließen, dass auch dort russische Minderheiten vom russischen Militär beschützt werden in den nächsten Jahren?
Wissen Sie, wenn Ihnen meine Antworten nicht gefallen, dann stellen Sie doch keine Fragen. Aber wenn Sie meine Meinung zu den Fragen hören wollen, die ich aufwerfe, dann müssen Sie Geduld haben und mich ausreden lassen. Also, die Krim hat ihre Unabhängigkeit nicht dank einer russischen Militärintervention erhalten, sondern aufgrund einer freien Willensäußerung der Bevölkerung durch ein öffentliches Referendum. Wenn Sie von einer Annexion sprechen, kann man denn ein Referendum der Bevölkerung, die auf eine gewünschte Mitgliedsannexion nennen?
It would be interesting to take parts of this interview and then to compare them to what he is saying now. But I think at this point, no one's denying that shit. No one's denying that shit. It's horrible that an interview of this quality was made back in 2018 and no one really did anything. You also have to call the independence of Kosovo annexation.
Warum nennen Sie diese nicht auch Annexion? Die Selbstständigkeit des Kosovo nach einer Militärintervention der NATO.
Oh, he thinks NATO annexed Kosovo. Oh shit, this is the retard Vatnik point. Oh, I see that so many times. Oh yeah. If Crimea was annexed, was Kosovo also annexed? Who annexed Kosovo? Oh, it was NATO that annexed Kosovo. The fuck? The fuck is up with that? Winter warfare exercise alongside 17 allied cadets. Hey, Croatia! 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 I mean, we're already in Estonia. We might just go a little bit further and go to attack the fuckers! Which one is the Croat? The based one is the Croat. The one doing the best has to be the Croat. Okay, everyone else, losers, that's your country's people. Their flags are so tiny. They should just be full in their country's colors, okay? Red, white, blue, just huge colors, so I know which one is mine. This is very, very tough to follow. Look at them, they're so tiny. How do I know which one I'm cheering for? How do I know if I want to praise him for doing these shots or if I want to be like a loser shooting like a pussy? I don't know. Newcomer of NAFO's 69 Sniffing Brigade with all-terrain vehicles, electronic warfare equipment, drones will leave Estonia for Kiev. The Belgian team will propose a new vehicle equipped with protection against kamikaze drones. Our vehicle will be called Irina, in honor of Irina Paragraf, a sniper in the Ukrainian armed forces. Oh, nice. Okay, nice. That's great. Soros fund shorting the pound did lead to leaving the ERM, but it's a big leap in logic to say that Soros did to crash the pound. Any investor could have noticed that the pound could rise only so high, and therefore they could lose only so much by shorting it. It's not some conspiracy. Oh. To be a complete degenerate to think a rebel can operate C-300 or a manpad even if he had finished some military cathedra 20 years ago? Yeah, fair. I think at this point, though, they're not even denying it, right? They used to be denying it then because they could push for the idea that Ukraine actually shut it down. So it was like, yeah, guys, people on our side, they're uneducated little fools. Oh no.
Страны НАТО открыто заявили, что не ратифицируют договор, включая положение о фланговых ограничениях, о размещении на флангах определенного количества вооруженных сил, до тех пор, пока Россия не выведет свои базы из Грузии и Молдавии. Из Грузии наши войска выводятся, причем даже в ускоренном порядке. Эти проблемы мы с нашими грузинскими коллегами решили. И это все. В Молдавии остается группировка в 1500 военнослужащих, которые выполняют миротворческие функции и охраняют склады с боеприпасами, оставшиеся со времен СССР. И мы с господином Соланой обсуждаем постоянно этот вопрос. Он знает нашу позицию. Мы готовы и дальше работать по этому направлению. Но что же происходит в это же самое время? А в это самое время в Болгарии и Румынии появляются так называемые легкие американские передовые базы по 5000 штыков в каждой. Получается, что НАТО выдвигает свои передовые силы к нашим государственным границам. А мы, строго выполняя договор, никак не реагируем на эти действия. Думаю, очевидно, процесс натовского расширения не имеет никакого отношения к модернизации самого Альянса или к обеспечению безопасности Европы. Наоборот, это серьезно провоцирующий фактор, снижающий уровень взаимного доверия. И у нас есть справедливое право откровенно спросить, против кого это расширение. И что стало с теми заверениями, которые давались западными партнерами после распуска Варшавского договора? Где теперь эти заявления? О них даже никто не помнит. Но я позволю себе напомнить в этой аудитории. Хотел бы привести цитату из выступления генерального секретаря НАТО господина Вернера в Брюсселе 17 мая 1990 года. Он тогда сказал: сам факт, что мы готовы не размещать войска НАТО за пределами территории ФРГ, дает Советскому Союзу твердые гарантии безопасности. Где эти гарантии?
Which are you, the Soviet Union?
Камни и бетонные блоки Берлинской стены давно разошлись на сувениры. Но нельзя забывать, что ее падение стало возможным в том числе и благодаря историческому выбору, в том числе нашего народа России. Выбору в пользу демократии и свободы, открытости и искреннего партнерства со всеми членами большой европейской семьи. Сейчас же нам пытаются навязать уже новые разделительные линии.
This passportization in the conflict zones of Georgia, of Russians pushing the Russian citizenship onto the citizens in areas, it started happening, you know when? July 2002. An illegal campaign of passportization in the conflict zones beginning July 2002 to manufacture Russian citizens to protect. It was the spurious claim of protecting the citizens that Moscow subsequently invoked when it invaded Georgia. And then later in the document you had the confirmation that there was like no actual danger to these Russian citizens. They just made up the whole idea of them being in danger because they needed to have a reason to invade. 2002. Like fuckers know what they've been doing. They've been preparing for this for a very, very long time. Where did they have? They had like a whole list. They had a whole list of like specific post-2000 chronology. Here it is. In 2004-2005, under the cover of the joint peacekeeping forces deployed in the Georgian Ossetian conflict zone, Russian special services gathering intelligence and organized subversive terrorist acts against Georgia. By the way, this is all from the, if you remember, the independent review of the situation that European Union did, the one that I absolutely fucking despise, but the one that every Vatnik is going to link to you because they are an imbecile. It's from that one. All of it is from that one. I was just looking into it 2 days ago because I was talking to someone online who was sending me those screenshots. Don't know how much you've seen that. But when the report was released, a bunch of news was obviously writing articles on it. But what they did was they wrote headlines that were not true. You had Reuters itself saying that, oh, the report says Georgia started the war. And it doesn't. The report doesn't say that. But you had, I remember specifically Reuters, then of course trash like Fox and everything. I think one of them was even BBC, if I'm not mistaken. All linking to the same report. And the report not saying what they are claiming in the headline of the article. But still, when people talk to you about the report, they will send you specifically and only the headline of that article because they think you are as stupid as they are and that you will only read the headlines. If you read the actual reports, it comes into like 3 different parts. So the first one is the overview. The third one is specifically the way that the Georgian government saw the entirety of this conflict. But if you look at the actual writing, not only does it nowhere say that Georgia started this war, because it says that you can't pinpoint when the war started. Georgia fired the first shot when it comes to their military officially firing at invaders. Georgia fired the first shot, but this was just a culminating point after a long time of Russia attempting to go and invade and sending combatants and staging attacks on Georgia. Georgia was the one who fired the first shot officially, as like with military, but Russia had been attacking it for a long time before that, and they outlined all of this before. And my favorite thing, absolutely favorite thing in this post, I have to find the point to you. Favorite part of this review is point 16. Let me find you the point 16. Here's the point 16. Point 16 says the mission is not in a position to consider as substantiated the Georgian claim considering a large-scale Russian military incursion into South Ossetia before 8th August 2008. That's the first sentence of point 16. The mission can't consider as sufficiently substantiated this Georgian claim, right? And then they continue by acknowledging there are a number of reports and publications, including Russian publications, indicating that Russia sent trained people and military equipment to South Ossetia and to Abkhazia before August 2008. So they say they can't confirm it, they confirm it immediately in the next sentence, acknowledging Russians themselves also confirmed it. And then the rest of the point is just them being like, additionally, there's been an influx of volunteers and mercenaries from the Russian Federation to South Ossetia, from the Rocky Tunnel and over the Caucasus Range, as well as presence of some Russian forces in South Ossetia prior to August 2008. Also, it seems Russian Air Force started operations against Georgian targets before the time given when Georgia fired the first shot. The Russian Air Force repeatedly started its attacks in central Georgia, gradually extending such activities to other parts of the country. It's like, we can't confirm it. Here we are confirming it. They're being pussies. That fucking report, it's ridiculous because they confirm every single thing that Georgia has said. Several times they go, Russia has claimed there has been ethnic cleansing done by Georgia in these parts. And then they say, no, there's been no evidence of that whatsoever. We have found no evidence at all. It's just been claims from a few Russians and that's it. Few Russian officials specifically, right? So they go to prove every single Georgian claim to be true, they go to disprove every single Russian claim, and still they try so desperately to pretend like both sides are somehow equally wrong in this. This is absolutely, this report is absolutely just a case of European Union wanting to stay close to Russia, even after Russia invaded the country next to itself. It's a ridiculous thing, and the fact that it's being shared like that, it's so goddamn stupid. What did I want to click on? I'm pissed off over that. Russia is the Soviet Union, but only when there are benefits for them from it. Yeah, that too. The silly thing, as Soviet Union, getting some sort of security guarantees from NATO when, Soviet Union was controlling most of the bloc there, and of course NATO didn't think that it's going to expand to countries which used to be in the Soviet Union. But immediately when Soviet Union crumbled, Russia was made well known that NATO is going to accept more countries if more countries want to join. There have been several meetings on this topic, and in every single meeting, there has been no lie given to the Russians. In every single meeting, America was like, yeah, we think NATO is actually a great thing, and yes, we are going to, if you ask us, we are going to approve new members to join. If you ask other countries, they seem very likely to approve new members to join too. So if new members want to join, we're just going to allow them to join. We're not going to lie to you, we're going to allow them to join. It's no point where they lied to. He keeps on going back to the time of Soviet Union because, that's what he likes. He doesn't want to tell you about the deals that the USA made with Russia itself because he doesn't like those. You fucker. Soros, LGBT, conservatives, traditional values, they only mimic Western politics. Same as China makes brand copies. I could see that. it's a chronically online thing. You remember at the start of this full-scale invasion when Putin compared himself to J.K. Rowling? Man. Man. 80 million military aid package from Estonia. Javelins, machine guns, more arms, ammunition, and diving equipment. Nice. Holy shit. Estonia, thank you. Estonia, thank you. May the country flourish. We give and give. USA with 10,000 bigger military doesn't give a shit. True. USA has failed the allied countries of itself, and I do hope there's going to be a big conversation happening in Europe over the fact that we cannot trust USA. I do hope to see a big conversation on European defense. I do not, unfortunately, think such a discussion will happen soon because America is still attempting, I think, to fix the mistakes it has made recently. So I don't really think we will be seeing any sort of a serious conversation on leaving them behind, until it's completely set in stone. But I do hope to see it. I do hope to see a big conversation on European Union security and defense, and maybe even overall European security and defense, not even specifically related to European Union countries. We cannot rely on USA anymore. That is a fact. We can't rely on USA anymore. They have proven to be quite unreliable as partners. Unless they deal with MAGA as soon as possible, I don't really believe that's going to change. Delegation of servicemen from the 12th Special Forces Brigade Azov of the National Guard of Ukraine made a work visit to Estonia. Estonia collapsed USSR. It was one of the starts, right? USSR collapsed USSR with being a shithole. Nah, it was supermarkets. It was supermarkets, okay? It was American supermarkets. It was USSR people learning that American supermarkets exist and then remembering the fact that back at home they gotta stay in line for eggs and then just crumbling the country. There's a joke here that I work in a supermarket, for example, and when we get a new shipment of products and we put them on shelves, and you know how the shelves are stacked full of produce, there's a joke here that these shelves could break up USSR. So yeah. Strategic goal of the Azov representatives' visit to Estonia was to establish multi-level cooperation between the brigade and the military institutions of the ally country. Hey, by the way, what was the news about Zelensky modernizing the military of Ukraine? Saw something relating specifically to drones, forgot what it was called. A highlight of the trip was Azov's participation in the ESMIL-Tech 224 military conference in Tallinn. Azov officers made a presentation. Process and Gandalf made a presentation on network-centric warfare at one of the conference panels. The brigade officers also had an open seminar for officers of the Estonian Military Academy, which was attended by 50 Estonian servicemen, including the leadership of the institution and Brigadier General. Man. Azov delegation concluded its work trip with a meeting of representatives of the Kaiselit leadership, volunteer military units created on the principle of territorial defense, and an off-site seminar for Kaiselit members in a place I can't pronounce. More than 50 participants attended the seminar, during which Azov members shared their experience of combat operations against the Russian army with their Estonian colleagues. That's good. So if they come around, you'll be prepared. USSR is ancient history to normal people. True. I think it's why it's a joke point, it's it's gone. It's fucking gone. It's only the tankies online that you see really bitching about that. But tankies aren't real people. It's gone. Hey, yo, Heroin Slava, Christopher. But yeah, USSR gone. Fucking dead. I don't think anyone really believes in the possibility of him coming back. He fine, he is. I'm getting advertisement for Croatian news. Yeah, I'm getting advertisement for Croatian news. Nice. Hey, Sleepers! Holy shit, thank you for the sub. Hey, hey. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Cute. Hey, we need to make new emotes. I have more emote slots. Slots. Places. Open places. Russia will run out of equipment. No. I mean, Forbes, though, how dare you ask? How dare you ask for me to pay and then you post stuff like this? How dare you do that? Do you even know how many they have? Do you even know how many they have? Do you know how many they're getting from their allies? We know nothing. This is like that thing when they were talking about, Russia lessening their rocket supply, and then you had like a bunch of shit news being like, Russia running out of rockets in 2 months. You can't place a deadline on this. You can say that a lot of them have been destroyed. Sure, you can say that. You can't really try to place a deadline on when they are going to be destroyed. It's just kind of childish. Not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to do that. Saturday was, in other words, one of the worst days of the war from Moscow. Oh, I follow this one, Good Croatian, on Threads, and every single day he posts the screenshot of how many Russians have been blown the fuck up. And he's my favorite account on there. My favorite fucking account. Every single day he's like, hey, look at this. Like, look how close we're getting to the next level. Fuck, wait, where is his account? Where is his account today? I didn't get him in my recommended. He's like the first one when I open it on my phone. Russia's friends of the American Republican Party took 2 big L's last night. Oh, did they? Did they? What happened? What happened? Do we know what happened? Because I saw moderate L's. But also everything's a moderate L for me until, everyone from that party is put into prison for betraying USA itself. So, Republicans. They wanted to remove an American government person, Mayorkas or something. Oh, wait, did I see something about that voting? Yeah, they were moving to impeach Homeland Security dude. They failed. The impeachment. Wait, I've got some linkies. The impeachment of Secretary Mayorkas was nothing but a baseless political ploy to help Donald Trump in the 2024 election. Tonight we defeated this sham impeachment and protected the rule of law, the solemn power of impeachment, and our Constitution. So, hey, but how big of an L is that? I didn't see it as a big L, but also I don't know how big of an L something like that is. Oh, wait. Yesterday, Mike Johnson said he was appointing Marjorie Taylor Greene to be the manager of the Mayorkas impeachment. Today, Mayorkas impeachment failed, even though Republicans have a majority, so it means some Republicans voted against this too. Is that what they are saying? That like Republicans themselves were not united on this? wait, joint grouping of the Russian armed forces in the southwestern. Oh. Oh. Talking about really attractive things. I hope it's not Photoshop. 2,797 tanks, 7,218 armored vehicles. Holy shit, that's way too many. That's way too many. Reserves are primarily concentrated in the operational zones of the groupings and number up to 62,000 military personnel. Relatively under-equipped with weaponry and military equipment. Relatively, though, relatively. Mainly a symbolic L. He would not have been impeached in the Senate even if the House passed the vote. Oh, 4 Republicans voted against it. So it's not like a big number of them that went against the party line. 4s basically are not nothing, right? But yeah. Although Massaro's conspiracies are centered around his liberal political activities and philanthropy. Yeah, that's how Orban does it too. That's Orban's favorite point. Oh yeah, Johnson's. I figured out Johnson isn't really a person to trust. Also, anyone taking pictures with a horse face lady isn't someone that I would be, considering as a reliable political actor in any way. Second loss the Republicans took was failed attempt to pass aid for Israel. Oh, fair. Every single failure that happens to them is good. Wait, what did I wanted to look into something? What did I see? Oh yeah, here it is. This is the news that I learned about the impeachment failing, but I didn't take it as a major L, to be honest. I don't really know how big it was. I don't even know how big of an L it is in their perception. The fact that they failed to pass aid for Israel. But this is the way I learned about the impeachment failing. Representative Al Green, Democrat of Texas, appeared at the last moment to cast a surprise ballot from a wheelchair, wearing blue hospital clothing and tan socks. He was supposed to be recovering. He had a surgery and he was supposed to be recovering, and he still came to vote just to fuck the Republicans. So that was cool. That was cool. They want to support Ukraine. The Democratic Party now seems not wanting to support aid for Israel unless paired with Ukraine. Based. I mean, kind of clownish, but also they have to be physically that. Yeah, it's a shitty little system. It's a shitty little system. Why do they have to be physically that? Like, he was elected to this post. He's supposed to be recovering. Why can't he just vote from the hospital? Why? It's not like you have so many people who are in the position that something like that would be, hard to track. Why are you unable to give someone recovering from a surgery the right to vote? Yeah, it's a weird thing. I don't know why it works that way. When I read the news on that, at first I was like, wow, badass. And then you think about it and you're like, why did he have to be that? Why did he have to be that? That's not fair. Visit to Moscow was described as experiencing the wonders of civilization that US citizens cannot even dream of. Oh, he's talking about the orgies. He's talking about the orgies and yes, the outdoor toilets. Yes. Oh, you know what he's talking about when he talks about wonders of civilization? Renting apartments only to white people. Man, that's what he wants to say. It's renting the apartments only to Moscows. It's being able to put gay people in prison for spreading their LGBT extremist propaganda, isn't it? Oh, it's making it almost fully legal to beat up your wife in a marriage. That's what he thinks wonders of civilization are. It has to be that. Like, what else could it be? You think they're technologically superior to fucking USA? It's goddamn Russia. What is USA lacking? You think they have some cool-ass VR glasses everyone's wearing or some shit? No, they don't. No, they don't. This man wants the ability to only see people of his skin tone get the housing and no one fucking else. What a piece of crap. Yeah, Tucker's in paradise, absolutely. Man, what a piece of shit. Democrats would support Israeli aid if they didn't already have the compromise bill approved by the Senate with Ukraine plus Israel plus border. Oh, yeah. That makes sense. Hey, yeah, nautical. Excuse me, I was regularly streaming for a while. Israel would have been supported many months ago if Republicans let allow Ukraine aid pass through. True. And USA reputation as a global superpower would be strengthened. They're literally just working to fuck things up for USA as much as possible. Which also, though, it makes me kind of wonder, like, if Republicans were the ones trying to pass the Israel aid, and Democrats pushed against it, it kind of makes me wonder how all those Americans who want to vote Trump because they think Biden is supporting Israel, how do they feel about that? Like, are they at least not going out to vote at all? Or are they still into supporting Trump instead? Their metro system is probably better than anything in the US. You think it's that? I mean, to be fair, having a better metro system than the US is hardly... You people are not really doing well. I saw a whole Twitter debate on this a few days ago. Someone being like, oh yeah, the problem with USA is that like it placed so much attention to flights and everything, and that you didn't develop your train system because of that. And so many people were like, bro, who the fuck would take a train to like travel long distances? No one would go with a train anyways. Of course they would. We like trains here. Trains are fucking great. Public transport is fucking great. Why are you people against it? Yeah, imagine even having it. You people are interesting when it comes to that. Wonders of civilization Tucker is talking about is a golden shower he got from Russian prostitutes. Oh, the wonder of civilization is the amount of STDs you get in it. Americans can't even dream about that. Some of them are idiots, referring to these so-called leftists as Hassanabi. Okay, yeah, fair. Oh, my man, have you seen that Hassan interview? Oh, shit. We stopped it. Oh, I was so angry. We stopped the Hassan interview with that Houthi dude. We basically stopped it at the start of the interview. He says, oh, does he watch One Piece? And I thought it was cringe, and I stopped it. We didn't watch it more on the stream. I thought it was incredibly cringe to even ask that question. It gets worse, because he goes, does he watch One Piece? And the dude confirms that he like knows about One Piece or something. And Hassan says, oh, that's great, because we think he's exactly like Luffy. He's doing exactly what Luffy would do in that situation. So then I stopped the interview after that and I didn't watch it. I wanted to watch it. People have called it a horrible interview and I was like, okay, let me go and watch the horrible interview. So first 2 minutes, stopped. Hey, One Piece is good. One Piece is a good anime, but as with any form of popular entertainment, there's going to be some imbeciles clinging onto it. They do not represent all One Piece viewers. Okay, I'm not represented by Hassan. I'm actually offended he knew about it. I'm fucking offended. Piece of shit. These religious Republicans refuse to help Christian Ukraine, but okay with helping people that hate Christianity. Oh, it's the brain rot. It's the brain rot. They're idiots. But also it's not... I spoke to a Croat about this just a few days ago. I was outlining it, okay? So I have a strong opinion on this actually created. It's not about helping Russia. They don't care what Russia is doing. When it comes to Republicans sucking off Putin, they're not sucking off Putin because they actually think Russia has some wonders of civilization. They're not thinking Russia is a proper country led by a good ruler who is going to make Russia stronger. They're not doing this out of love for Russia. They're doing this out of hatred for USA. This isn't about them loving or hating a Christian country. They don't care about a country being Christian. What they care about is the fact that Ukraine is siding with USA and Russia is going against USA. So they want to support the side that is going against USA. They are traitors to their own country first and foremost. Everything else is like next in line of priorities, but the first priority they have and the main priority they have is being a traitor to USA. Everything else is like an excuse for that. They can't say that they are traitors to USA. Maybe they can't admit it to themselves, depending on which one of them we're talking about. But they can't say it, so they make up these stupid-ass excuses like, oh yeah, we're actually just worried about the way Ukraine's treating its minorities. Remember at the start of this invasion when they were pretending they cared about Ukraine and not allowing some trans people to get evacuated from the country? You remember that? They didn't give a shit about that. Not one of them gave a shit about that. They needed reasons to support enemies of USA. That's the only thing they're into, nothing else. So yeah, it's just only and solely hatred for USA, a hatred for rotten West connected to it. That's that. You may not agree with Hitler, but we urge you to hear him. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Man. Difference between a real American journalist and an American propagandist working for Russia ending up in Russia. Come on. I don't even think most Republicans are getting paid. They're just being contrarian idiots out of sheer spite. I definitely can see that. Also, hey! But I definitely can see that. It's... The payment is the possibility to see the realization of their hateful, absolutely hateful policies, I feel. Like when it comes to the pro-Putin, even pro-Trump side of Republicans, I feel they would gladly, happily go and shit in the outdoor toilet and then go stand in line for 2 hours to get 1 pack of eggs. They would happily do it if after doing all of that, they could go home and then report their neighbor for being gay and see that neighbor in prison. They know exactly what their values are and they know exactly why they support Russia. 3 might be enough. Is there somewhat charismatic or influential within their fraction? Oh, Republicans? Oh, yeah, could be. Oh, I definitely think Trump is really stupid on Putin. I definitely think Trump is really stupid for Putin, but I think that from the position of Europe, I don't really think it matters whether Trump is actually genuinely pro-Putin or if he pretends to be pro-Putin to stick it to the Democrats. In the same way, I think it doesn't matter whether it's USA failing its allies right now or if it's Republicans or even a fraction of Republicans pushing USA in the wrong path so it can betray its allies. It doesn't matter when it comes to a real situation that we are seeing, when it comes to the reality. The fact is that allies of USA have been betrayed And the fact is that Trump directly plays into Putin's propaganda. Whether he is pro-Putin or just pretending to be pro-Putin doesn't matter in the reality of the situation he is creating. He is dangerous and he is a traitor to USA. Did I click on that? Who knows? Who knows? Hate Zelensky in Ukraine for not helping him in the 2020 elections. Don't know if Trump has the brain to hate on anyone. I genuinely, my opinion of his intelligence is extremely low. I don't even know how to properly donate his weapon to Ukraine. Thank you. Fucking lol at the end. But yeah. That was fucking cool. About the Ukraine aid bill, it's really revealing how Republicans think and act. It's purely to suck up to Trump and get his blessings. They just do whatever Trump wants, and that's scary. Yeah. Wait, do you think most Republicans are supportive of Trump? Because I don't really follow USA elections. I don't have internal ways of getting access to proper facts as you people do. I know polls exist, and I also know that I'm mostly sussy about most poll results. But I've been seeing people guessing that maybe there's an amount of support that Nikki may be taken away from Trump by, the virtue of her not being an absolute imbecile. So I wonder if there's a possibility that she kinda, how to say this, gets the attention of normal Republicans enough so if it comes to Trump versus Biden, at least they don't go out to vote. Right? Is there a possibility of that? Because it would be great if there was, but I don't know if it's too hopeful. Oh shit, yeah, blocking Ukraine aid. Okay, yeah, that's fair. Trump is just chaos? Yeah, he seems incredibly stupid. He seems incredibly stupid. I hope that when Trump will become president, he will help Ukraine a lot. No, that's bullshit. Trump is incredibly stupid. He is siding with the likes of Tucker Carlson and Elon Musk. Trump is not going to help Ukraine in any sort of a way. Voting for Trump is voting against USA and voting against USA allies. Voting for Trump is betrayal of everything America is supposed to stand for. No chance he's going to help. Biden wasn't good enough either, to be fair. Biden could have done a lot more and he didn't do a lot more. But the idea that Trump is going to be helpful to Ukraine is extremely delusional. One most attractive thing on the man, doesn't matter if it's physical or mental attribute. You know what I find really attractive in men? When they have very specific interests in I want to say nerdy topics. You know when was the time I figured out that I was attracted to my boyfriend? We were talking about, I was a universe nerd at the time. I was Cosmos nerd because I was playing Mass Effect a lot. And at the time, we were having a little chat about it. And he taught me about the Boss Great Wall. Let me show it to you. Hey, thank you for joining, Philip. Thank you. He taught me about the Boss Great Wall. This. He just casually, in the middle of a conversation, he mentions it. And I'm like, huh? Huh? What's that? I didn't know. I didn't fucking know what it was, right? So I go and Google it, and he's talking to me about it as if it's the simplest topic in the universe. He's talking to me about it, and I'm getting my mind absolutely fucking blown. Okay, so that's what I found to be really, really attractive. And that's something that I find really attractive in men overall. Like the fact that you have some specific interest, the fact that there's something that's really, really genuinely interesting to you. Specific interest in video games, like if you know the lore of your favorite video game, that's hot as fuck, right? There's I always like compare it to that one time I went on a date with a dude. He was physically attractive to me. So we go on a date, and this date was a fucking waste of time. It was like, I think 2.5 hours in total we spent. That man had not a single coherent thought in his mind. It was useless. It was absolutely fucking useless. He was really into football, and I knew more lore about local football than he knew. That's like what really pushed me off from it, because I didn't give a shit about football at the time. I was following headlines, and I knew more from headlines than he knew from being an avid football fan, right? He had no interest in anything. He like really liked, I think it was specifically rap music, but then also he was just listening to whatever was popular, and he didn't care about any of the artists, he didn't care about any of the songs, he didn't care about any of the lyrics. He just kind of, it's like existing in a very shallow way. That's what I find extremely, extremely unattractive. It's like, come on, what's the point? But if you can teach me something new, it's extremely like attractiveness level plus. Extremely, like immediately. I had a friend in high school, I remember, he was really, really into weed. Really into weed. You know how attractive I found him one time? It was, I think, the first proper conversation I had with him. And he knew all of like the different types and what they do to you. And he knew how to cite research. Man was reading. He was kind of delusional. He thought that the whole like that using lots of weed isn't going to have any sort of an effect on your brain in development. He basically thought it was a great thing, right? And I wasn't really into that. I'm pretty sure a lot of that has been disproven. But he knew to cite the research that he read. He knew where he had it. He had it saved on his phone, right? And I found that really, really interesting. Like, it's not just a weed user. It's a weed user who also can speak to you interestingly about like the history of the usage and everything. He knew everything. That's really, really hot. Like having a specific interest in anything, it's really, really hot. So use that personally. When it comes to physical looks though, that's just bullshit. Everyone's gonna grow ugly. That's the way I see it. Everyone's gonna grow ugly. You can date someone right now and they can be the hottest person in the world, and they could like get COVID and then be really weak and be bedridden for 6 months, like one person that I know, and lose all muscle mass and be really, really chubby and just stay chubby. You know what I mean? Everyone you know could be getting really ugly. What if they go into some sort of an accident and they lose a limb? What if there's some sort of a disease lurking within them that you don't even know about? What if the age just gets something out of them? Especially if you want to build a family, the way that stuff like pregnancy and even just childcare on both parents influences the way you take care of your body and the time you have to take care of your body. It's wild. Dating someone based on looks is an idiot thing to do. Hooking up with someone based on looks, though, that's all right. I have nothing against that. You got some weird fantasies, go and live them out. But dating someone based on looks, that's bullshit. No, I'm not saying smoke a lot of weed, because I find weed smokers very annoying. I find weed smokers very annoying, which is why I found the particular man attractive, but I never really wanted to have anything closer with him. There's a specific annoyance. It's getting lesser recently as weed smoking is getting normalized, but there's a particular annoyance with weed smoking types and how much they want to be letting you know they smoke weed. But yeah, if you know lore about it, that's hot. Yeah, Mother Nature might fuck you up. That's also true. That's also true. What if, you know that one dude who got like hit by a thunder, 6 times? What if that happens to you? What if you're just fucked in terms of luck, and every few months there's a storm happening in your area and you're gonna get struck by thunder and then all your hair gonna go up in flames? How attractive do you think you're gonna be after doing all of that? What if it happens to your loved one? You can't pick a loved one based on looks. That's stupid. Nerd maxing is based, but like genuinely, not even joking, I think it's really, really attractive. It's really, really, really attractive. Be the intelligent person in the group. That works the best. Everything else is like temporary. Everything else is bullshit. He wasn't Dutch, by the way, he was Croatian, but equal amount of bad. Equal amount of fucking bad. What were we talking about before we started talking about men who are really, really fucking attractive? Weed smoking types. You know what I found really attractive though? Let me show it to you. That was this one actor. What's his stupid name? I can't remember his name. But he was doing a series he was doing a series on some lizard little character, and he made a whole like children's book series on that. I found that to be so attractive too. It's like, have some interest of your own. Have some fucking interest of your own. Do something with your own time, okay? Write your own songs or something. Just do something that you're actually into. And that's actually, you know, inspiring you to get educated in the subject instead of just kind of existing. NPC might be an interesting way to say it. It might be an NPC even. Might be an NPC. I think that's something that a lot of people have issues with. Yeah, definitely. Masturbation. I mean, look, if I go on a date with a dude and he can tell me the facts and statistics on masturbation, I can't say I wouldn't be attracted. I can't say I wouldn't go, huh, you piqued my interest. It would be an interesting thing, but it did. It like immediately places you above people that you go on a date with and they talk about, you know, oh, I've taken 3 shits today, had a sandwich for breakfast, listened to the morning's news show. Does that? Come on, give me something. But yeah, Boss Great Wall, learn this. This is the hottest tip ever, okay? You wanna get a girlfriend, learn this. Bitcoins? I mean, if you know the facts about bitcoins, maybe. I think, now that I think about it, I think my standards for this thing are just really low. I'm basically like, teach me something I don't already know, and yeah, that's that. He takes 3 poops per day, you want to get out of that? True. Important to remember. The normal amount, what was it? It's between like 2 daily and 2 weekly. Dating coaches, how to pick up girls. Tip 45, tell them all about masturbation. Look. Dating coaches want to leave you pussyless. So if a dating coach says something, I'm not a dating coach, okay? I'm a proper person. If a dating coach, who are not proper people, tells you to do something, do the opposite thing. They're full of shit. They want you to be single so you pay them more. My dog takes 3 poops every day. I don't even know how many my dog takes. I genuinely have no idea. She keeps on just taking poops. She got some beans for lunch yesterday. She keeps on farting. It's a crime. It's basically a crime zone around here. Coach Red Bull. Is that for fasting people? I don't even know. It seems like an interesting amount. But I remember reading on it, and just reading that the rule is basically like 2 daily to 2 weekly is normal, and it's not a dangerous number, it's not a number that you should go to a doctor for. But if it's like more than 2 daily or less than 2 weekly, then you probably should go get checked out. So I didn't give my dog beans. My dog is being babysat by my grandmother while I'm at work, and she usually makes stuff for her lunch, and then she just gives a part of it to the dog. That's what she does. So she's been farting the whole day yesterday. Feels kind of wrong to say, but the fact he died in custody is pretty funny. It's... I don't know if I would use funny as a way to describe it, but I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean. Would be funnier if he died by a Russian rocket. Oh, you know, they would say it's Ukrainians who shot him. Oh, you know, immediately you would have a statement out, Kartapolov himself coming to the scene being like, yes, this smells like a Ukrainian strike. I definitely. Like, I'm not calling for the man, it's just, I don't think there's going to be any sort of an investigation into it specifically. I remember people being like, oh yeah, there has to be an investigation happening, because the way he died seems relatively suspect to some people. And I don't know what's going on now, to be honest. I haven't even checked the news on it. Last thing I've seen was the confirmation, I think, that he's dead, and that's like that. Hey, by the way, did we go through all of my news? Because holy crap, I have to leave soon. I have to be leaving soon. It's 12:17. We didn't go through all of my news. We didn't. Germany AfD polling numbers are getting lower, which is a great thing for us. Oh, they lost around 3%. GG Germany, after at least 150,000 people gathered in Berlin, AfD is projected to have lost around 3%. Well, it's something. My cat would eat most stuff I eat, but I don't want my home being a chemical weapons testing zone. Yeah, that's not a worry for my grandmother, as she babysits the dog only while I am at work, or currently it's while my mother is at work, because mother works the morning shift. So mother's home in the afternoon, and then she picks up the dog. So basically, grandmother's house is not being the chemical weapons testing zone. It's this house. It's this property right here. So yeah, it's doing all right. We basically avoid the dog. I see her, and I like make a full-ass fucking circle around her, and then I ask what she had for lunch today, and then I decide whether or not it's safe to go close. Usually it is not. Investigative network Corrective revealed the idea of expelling people with a migrant background from the country. Hey, by the way, can I just tell you guys? You know, I have some relatives in Germany, right? I had to explain to my father in very simple terms that when AfD says they want to expel people with a migrant background from the country, they also want to expel Croats. I think I mentioned this on the stream like a week ago or something. It was when the protests were really, really strongly happening. It was in all of the news. And he's sitting there and he's being like, oh yeah, they're just like trying to silence AfD, but AfD is actually trying to push for some changes that might be good for us. And I'm like, who's us? And he goes, yeah, they don't want immigrants in the country. Like, sir, you're an immigrant. You're an immigrant. Every single relative we have that's a Croat working in Germany, all of them are immigrants in Germany. You're immigrant workers the same way someone coming from any other country is an immigrant worker. This man, I swear to God, he has never looked as surprised. He was like, whoa. Oh, they also mean us. Like, of course, you're not German. It was such a dumbass thing. It was like when I was talking to my brother. He was also kind of softly AfD supportive. And I had to point out to him that there's a difference between refugees and migrants. Because he was like, oh yeah, well, migrants come to this country, and then, we like give them free housing and everything. And I was like, did you get free housing from the state of Germany? And he was like, no, of course not. But you're a migrant. And he's like, yeah, not migrants like me. And I'm like, no migrants at all. The ones who can get free housing are the refugees. Are you against helping refugees? Because if you're against helping refugees, our parents would have had a horrible time in Germany back in 1990s when they were running away from the war in Yugoslavia. And it was like, a whole complete breakup. It's genuinely, AfD works just on populism and just on the idea you're gonna like walk behind them and repeat every bullshit that they are saying without thinking about it for a second. Just bullshit. AfD supports Russia. How does a Croat like that? Croats, surprisingly, tend to be easy to turn against USA for some reason. So it's more so them not caring about Russia at all because they want to be against USA. It's a hard thing to push against. I found it to be a harder thing to push against than like usual pro-Russian conspiracies because there's this idea that like USA is infringing on the freedoms of people in Europe. It's something you see mostly in right-wing circles. It's the idea that, for example, acceptance of LGBT people comes straight from USA forcing Europe to accept LGBT people. That like we wouldn't do it if USA wasn't forcing us to do it. So it's that. That's where it comes from. It's like Russia is just trying to defend against something that Europe doesn't want to defend us from. Hey, basically that, unironically, my relatives in Germany sometimes, unironically. It's like they forget that they are also immigrants there. Genuinely. It's not even a joke, genuinely. And that's not even like the most racist that they tend to be. They used to be saying some horrible shit. I've taken it upon myself to like strongly push back against everything, and also I'm kind of happy because I'm noticing a lot of that changing in society overall recently. I'm kind of proud of Croatia and how long of a way we've come with controlling the amount of racism we got. Yeah, we're not that kind of immigrant, basically. Yeah. Like they should kick out all the immigrants, but not us. We're different immigrants. I can't pinpoint how different we are, what makes us different, but like we're different immigrants. It's a horrible thing to say, isn't it? But I'm seeing a lot of pushback, and I get so happy whenever I see like there's this, I don't know if I told you the story already, but there's this, it's the same old woman at my workplace, the one who was wearing the rainbow umbrella to piss off the people. Recently she came into the workplace. Recently, like a month ago. I think I told you about this on stream already. But she comes into the workplace and there's a conversation about Croats in the country who have been attacking the foreign workers in the country. And someone asked for her opinion and she's like, oh yeah, they're just primitives. And I was like, yes? Oh shit, yes? Like to just say it, she didn't even think about it. She wasn't like, what do I think? No, she just went, oh yeah, these Croats, primitives, fucking primitives attacking foreigners. So then she has a whole speech about how, she doesn't really care about those people and she thinks they should all be jailed and she thinks we should have proper prison sentences for the types of people who would be attacking foreign workers just because they're foreign workers, mostly dark-skinned foreign workers, may I remind you. But like the fact that she just went, oh yeah, these Croats, primitives. I was so happy to see it. Immediately, like every single person, it was a circle of, I think, 4 different grandmothers talking about this. And immediately, you know how they shifted the way they talked? Immediately they went to like, Because they were scared now of being perceived as primitives. It was a great response. I need to start using that fucking response. They immediately went into, oh no, now if I say what I've been saying, she's gonna, correctly pinpoint me as a racist. I don't want that. I'm not racist, I just hate dark-skinned people. So, great response from the woman. Genuinely impressed with the ease she had in saying that. I'll need to steal that. I'll need to steal her way of dealing with the world. I love her so much. Wilde, who won the elections a couple months ago. Many people with Islamist migrant background voted for Wilde's. But Wilde's party's charter says Islam is the biggest threat to the Netherlands. Great. Great. Amazing. Just amazing. Oh, German football team? Oh, damn. I didn't even look. They're not migrants, they're citizens. Sporters and other people with migrant background who put the country in a positive background don't count as migrant. Ah, they do it from the outside. You know how many Croats I've heard bitching about the fact that France at one of the championships had more black people playing in their team, so it was like unfair. It was unfair because France didn't have actual Frenchies playing for them. Even though they were French. They were French people. They were just dark-skinned, but they were French people. You know how many Croats were bitching about that? Like, oh, it's unfair. We sent Croats there, then they sent everyone. The fuck? Yes! Oh yeah, expat also. I have only and solely seen this word being in use by Americans. I have never heard of this word before. It seems like a horrible word. I hate it. I'm very happy I have not seen Europeans use it. It's a horrible word. It's basically the whole thing with like a different type of immigrant, but like they made up a whole word for it. So when I tell to my father, oh, you're also an immigrant, he could be like, I'm not an immigrant, I'm an expat. I'm very, very happy I have not seen this term or the equivalent of this term used, neither in like English version of European social media or in Croatian. I'm very happy it doesn't exist. Fuck this. Like, fuck that term overall. Holy crap. That's just bullshit. Just making up different words to make yourself seem better. You heard the Britbongers use it? Ooh, I haven't. But also I don't really... I don't really communicate with them too much. I think I don't really follow what's going on there too much. There's something annoying about British people online in the amount of drama they have around the royal family. Hey yo, Lionel, hey yo. It's annoying. It's annoying. Whenever something happens, they'll be bitching about it. They'll be having so many dramatic, very emotional points about it. So I usually, I tune them out, and then especially if there's something big happening with the royal family, I feel I tune them out even more because they have so many dramatic opinions. Like just these days, when the king was found to have cancer. It's the king who has cancer, right? Now how many of them are doing the whole thing with like questioning how many royal family members are going to be flying to see him and how many are not, and how many minutes each one of them has spent with the king, and who dares to fly to the king and who's not going to fly to the king. Were they running to the airport to get to the king, or were they just like casually arranging a flight to get to the king? Oh, it's so annoying. It's so annoying. The Brits are so annoying. And they're angry about it. It's not even like them reporting on it. They're genuinely angry about it. Whenever someone from the royal family does something, you see these like huge British accounts just going absolutely fucking wild over it. I can't. Wait, but since when is... Do we have different usage of words here? Expat often has connotations of a temporary, professional, or higher socioeconomic status move, while immigrant is a broader term describing a long-term or permanent relocation. So expat is temporary, immigrant is long-term. Do we know which one is which? What's the time difference? Because this would mean my brother is an immigrant by definition because he's going to stay in Germany. This would mean my father can just choose a word which he wants because he's technically not going to stay there forever. Often with an intention to return to their home country eventually. So this would mean that all Balkan people get the ability to call themselves expats because they all believe that they are going to return back to Balkan lands once they are in pension. So it feels like It feels like, yeah, it's a way to just use the word for whatever you want. Appointing Charles as a king and spending all that fucking money on the ceremony and shit. I mean, you can't really skip. You can't really skip a step. The one time you skip a step, then you fucked up the whole system, didn't you? Autonomous collective now. Does the king still have beef with his second son? Oh yeah, the way I see it, the son has beef with his brother, but not really with the king. If you're darker skinned and working somewhere temporarily, you're still an immigrant, it seems. Yeah, we have a lot of workers from Nepal specifically who are here on a specified contract. They don't intend to move to Croatia. I wonder... Man, I'm gonna need to test this with some European English speakers. I wonder how they would feel about me calling those people expats. Now that's actually because they get here for a few months. So far, while I was working at the retail job, we had 3 different groups of Nepal workers who came here, worked for a few months, and then left. They're amazing people, by the way, incredible people. And they get so happy when they hear someone speak in English because it's kind of rare in Croatia that people speak English. Most of older people speak German because they were taught German at school. They get so happy when you can speak English and they're amazing. But we had 3 different groups and they all were here for a few months to work on specific, mostly construction jobs. But I know one group, the last one we had, they were here to work on, what's the word? Inside remodeling of a few older houses in the area. It's like painting the walls and then refurbishing the furniture and everything. So technically, because they were here for a few months only, that would be an expat, right? Makes me wonder. I'm gonna try to see. Yeah, but expat just seems like a stupid term. Also, I'm not even sure that like immigrant has ever been depending on the amount of time you stay in the country. I'm not sure that has ever, by definition, been depending on the amount of time you stay in the country. I'm pretty sure this is like a new term specifically to differentiate. Even within Europe, people like Brits want to see Polish people working in the UK as expats because generally they're lower socioeconomic status. So it's about how rich the person is. Which confirms the idea that this is just about people seeing themselves as different types of immigrants. Like, oh, yes, we are immigrants, but we're not the same immigrants as those poor people. We're different immigrants. We're better immigrants. We're the superior type of immigrants. And when we talk about kicking out immigrants from the country, you want to kick out the bad immigrants. You want to kick out the poor ones. You don't want to kick us, the rich ones, out. We're good. By the way, I have to leave. I had to leave 4 minutes ago. I have to leave. I have to go. I have to go. Ivan stole my new beard, the one made with wild yeast of Russian prostitutes. I'm very sorry to hear that. I'm very, very sorry to hear that. By the way, running to work. My ride's gonna be here in a few minutes. Send me news for stream tomorrow. Hope you learned something new. What did we learn? Be a nerd if you want to get some pussy. Test it out. Valentine's Day is coming, you losers. Valentine's Day is in a week, okay? Test it out. Prepare a present for Valentine's Day, and I want you to make it specifically aligned to whatever nerdish interest the girl has, okay? You're gonna get that pussy. I can guarantee you're gonna get that pussy. Start preparing. It's a week. You have a whole week. You have lots of TikTok short tutorials on how to make cute little presents for whoever you like. Start making it. Week, 7 days. Most of you are jobless. You're watching Twitch most of the time. And I know you can watch me and you can watch Dylan Burns, which means you're basically free for the 24-hour period of your day. Start making the present. Now, don't buy red roses. There's a tutorial on TikTok on how to make roses from that decorative paper. Do that. Do something that requires you a bit more time than just like buying roses. That's lazy. That's lazy. You can get a rose for like 10 cents out there. That's lazy. Don't just buy a rose. Unless your girl's name is Rose, then I guess it would be like a more personalized gift. Just buy a rose. Do something. Do something. You got a week. Okay? Start preparing. Tomorrow, that's your homework for tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'm gonna sit my ass here. And I'm gonna be like, what did you start preparing for Valentine's Day? And I hope you're going to have a nice little essay of 500 words or more explaining to me exactly what your vision is. Alright? So, in depression. Gonna be seeing you tomorrow. Stay strong, stay safe.